It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache. But it's made of all the things I have to take. Jesus never lands, it works its way inside. If the pain goes on, collapse. I've waited as my time's elapsed. Now all I do is live with so much fate. I've wished for this, I've bitched at that. I've left behind this little fact: you cannot kill what you did not create. I've gotta say what I've gotta say, and then I swear I'll go away. But I can't promise you'll enjoy the noise. I guess I'll save the best for last. My future seems like one big past. You're left with me cause you left me no choice. I push my fingers until my or separate the skin from bone. Leave me all the pieces, then you can leave me alone. Tell me the reality is better than the dream, but I found out the hard way. Nothing is what it seems. I push my fingers until my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops me. But it's made of all the things I have to take. Champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you've been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play the music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Morning comes and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue tonight, come on, celebrate. That's how we do. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go
No. Three. That's what we're talking about.
Nine in Pro 4. So we're gonna start off with 1. Nope. 2. Nope. 3. We'll take 3 today.
Three, two, one, and we're live.
Welcome back. We're here for the 3rd episode of the year of the off-season show presented by Impulse Media. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And we're back. That's all we can do. Sitting to my left, as always, back from rehab. Ass Eaters Anonymous. Couldn't hold him back. He's like, I got to come back. Mr. Tito Labine.
What's going on, brother?
Thanks for coming back.
What's going on, man? I had to go to rehab. I had to go to the dentist. All that ass I was eating was starting to rot my teeth, dude. I had to get veneers. Then I get the veneers taken back out and actually get new teeth put in. So I got my old chompers back in. They just cleaned them up and put them back in.
Well, hell yeah. Welcome back. What do you think? We got our first sponsor up in here.
Yes.
Lakes Construction, kicking it off with this sick-ass table. What do you think so far?
Dude, I love it, man. I tell you what, when we saw the picture of it, I thought it was going to weigh like...
As much as you?
Yeah. What was that supposed to mean? How much do you think it was going to weigh? I was going to say a bus, but...
A bus?
You think I weigh a bus?
A bus?
So this is how we're starting off?
Oh, that's how we're going to start off.
bro.
Right out of the gate.
Short bus.
Dude, if the table weighed 3 bills, that'd be a heavy fucking table.
So what do you say? I'm heavy?
Yeah.
And to our left. No.
He's like, stop talking about me.
For me, yeah, you're heavy. All right.
Damn.
All right, back.
Happy to
once
be back.
again.
Happy to be back.
Wait, do you have the podcast camera? Are you all lined up with the podcast camera or not?
He's currently behind
I know.
the camera.
Keep going. All right. Well, we'll just
we'll skip him.
we'll skip him. We'll come back
Just
to
know
him.
he's here.
We're going to bring it over to the editing legend, the man, the guy who gets us to London and nobody even knows, Mr. Lyle.
I am here, and this table is not heavy, and neither are you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Hey.
I'm all about bringing up the team morale.
Thank you.
Team morale.
If anybody needs it right now, it's me.
Why? What happened?
I'm just back from rehab, bro. You see, you can't enable, man.
Hey, was the situationship allowed at when you were in rehab?
Still going.
Still on that
19 days strong, my guy.
We didn't get you Saturday night,
My guy.
huh? When we
No, you
slipped
did
that in
not,
there.
man. It was rough. It was rough on Saturday. When I tell you, man, you want to talk, dude. I don't know what was stiffer, either Everett's drinks or me on Saturday. But let me tell you.
All right, sitting to my left, Tito's left, Lyle's right. We're gonna skip the wild man because he's irrelevant right now. The boss, the man behind many stories I've probably told. The reason I go to Durham town, the reason I go to Georgia, all that. Mr. Everett Bootles, welcome.
Thank you all for having us.
No, just you. You.
Just me?
Just welcome
you.
for having you.
Yep.
Us hasn't happened yet. Us
Well,
hasn't
this is
happened
close
yet.
by. That's
This is true. Hey, are you ready over there yet?
Nope, he's...
He's munching. He's munching.
He's eating now.
Yeah, we're
so
bringing it around.
We're going to bring it around. We'll go to the next one. We'll go to
A
Showtime.
little wraparound.
If he can't ride it, if he can ride it, he can bike it and probably save it and sometimes crash it. Mr. Jeb Bootles, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, you didn't say it right.
You didn't say it right.
Yep.
You didn't say it right.
Jeb Bootles.
It's Jeb Bootles.
Jeb Bootles.
Jeb Bootles.
Jeb Bootles.
Jeb Bootles.
Because anytime it doesn't carry the same amount of weight. When someone's like, "Oh, hey man, yeah, like, do you see who's in second?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, Jeb Bootles." It's like,
You mean first?
Oh,
Whoa.
see this? I like this.
Whoa.
I like
Attention to detail.
Yes.
He's a man. He's a man who's
Bootles
attention to detail. Jeb Bootles.
Jeb Bootles.
That's
Hey,
all you
Joey
gotta say
Moss
from now
says
on.
Everett's the king.
Everett is
King.
king. He's an animal.
All right.
Know what I mean?
And finally,
Love that.
he's done eating. He's done adjusting the
bike.
cameras. He's done doing all the things that the boss, the man, the owner, the guy who made it all happen behind the scenes, Mr. Jeffrey Keeble.
Yo, what up? And I got myself a webcam, so now you can see my face, bitch.
Are you back? Are you on you?
I am back.
Oh, he's
I am
back.
back.
Hey, he was a little bit,
Hey,
little
but-
shy last week, but we brought him back.
Hey,
we brought him back.
when my boss tells me they need something, I'm here. I'm here for them.
Back and black.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the darkest of them all.
Yep. See? There you go.
Oh, look at there he
Yeah,
is.
yep.
He's back.
Yep. So
We should put a green screen behind you and do
Yes.
do something
Yes.
in the background.
And we should get to control it. We should get to control it on
Like
our
a
side.
big rotisserie chicken behind you or something, man. That'd be baller. You know what I mean?
no, you guys ruined Thanksgiving for me
He's
already.
in the rotisserie room.
We got the best picture today.
Yeah, dude. Our cousin Ian. Oh, here. I'll show it to you.
Wait.
And I think your reaction's gonna be plenty enough.
This
So,
isn't the picture.
No, it's not the picture.
Yep, that is it, bro. That is it. It even looks like it's got hands, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, look at that guy's even native looking as fuck.
Native
Right
up there in the corner.
All right, whatever. This phone's gay.
And nobody can see it. And nobody can see it. So
We're back,
hey, we
baby.
gotta stay on task.
We gotta stay on task.
We gotta stay on task.
We got the Bootles here
We got the Bootles in town from the south.
from the south.
From the south.
You're massy.
Yamasi. You know what? I did. I did a
Yemisi.
little. I did a little
Hey,
Google.
did you know anybody from Yemisi?
Yamasi? Nope. Nobody from Yamasi.
Nobody.
Okay.
Yamesi.
Yemisi.
So wait. Okay. So how do you say it? Is it
you weren't a
Yamasi?
stalker from there?
Man, we're gonna do this right now. Damn. All right.
Hey,
Coming out
we're-
hot. Here's the thing, man.
Hey,
Listen.
you weren't here last week. I got to make up for it. I
That's
got to
fair.
make up for
That's
all
fair. I
everything. You
expressed
ditched us.
I expressed interest one time, and I was like, "Oh, hey, cool. Hi, I've never met you before, but guess what? Bam, got hit with the stalker title." And I'm like, "What?
Do people know
From
about
your
this?
people?
No.
From your people?
No.
People don't know
The
about
boot-
this.
from your
Yeah,
people.
from the South Carolinians peoples. How do you say it? Carolinas, ins. South,
Which one? South Carolina?
So yeah,
South Carolina.
South Carolinians. It's yeah. Anyways, so here's the thing. How do you pick up a South Carolina woman? Is your wife from South Carolina?
She is.
Okay, so how do you pick up a South Carolina woman? That's the first question I'm gonna ask you guys.
First of all, we got to talk like this.
Damn, come on, man. I can't. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. But what, okay,
of all-
so I can, right? All right, Everett, South Carolina. Got the accent down.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear
You, you stop.
You're not
Oh,
close.
okay.
A little bit more.
A little bit more throat in it.
A little more throat. Okay.
How you do it?
What's the next step then? Know what I mean?
I
Next
know
step.
how to ride a horse.
Ride horse. I'm Native American as fuck. Listen, that's the first thing I learned. You know what I mean? First thing I learned, I learned how to ride a horse before I learned to walk.
Bareback, right?
Dude,
Bareback's all you know, huh?
always riding that bareback. You know what I mean? Catch fish, barehanded, riding bareback. You know what I mean? That's all we do.
Gotta wear
You just
cowboy
need to
boots
come-
too.
Cowboy boots. Listen
Cowboy
up.
hat.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'd like to see
Little
that.
save a native, ride a native. You know what I mean?
Save a cowboy, ride a native.
Yep.
Is that what we're going with?
Save a horse, ride a native. Okay, so I got the accent down, right? I can ride a horse.
You gotta drink drinks like Everett.
I got me Everett made this.
Yeah.
Stiff drink.
Yeah, you didn't try his though.
Oh, I tried it.
water.
Tried it. It's water, and it's mainly Tito's. And if anybody knows Tito's, it's Tito. You know what I mean? Okay, so I got him down. What's the next step?
You got to come to South Carolina.
Okay, listen up. Now you're asking a lot here. It's hot. It's hot down there.
It is hot.
Don't you see him sweating in
yeah.
here?
It's hot.
Everett,
my guy.
Everett asked me to make sure the heat was on down here before he got here last
You're
night.
kidding. Dude, I had to drop the accent for that one, man.
Like Tito's ready to open the window right there.
Oh, it is hot. It is
We'll
hot.
open the window.
It is hot.
You know what we could do is open up the
door?
The door.
Open the door.
got
Jeffrey,
a lot of insulation on the side.
Jeffrey, we need the door open.
I mean, y'all all wearing sweatshirts.
We got you.
Well, damn. I mean, it's cold outside.
He says they all say it's hot.
It's hot. It's
hot.
It's sweaty. That's what I should have done. Fuck, I should have just wore the shorts. Damn.
Yeah. See, now that we got this nice table, we can. You don't know what's underneath.
You know what I should do? I have Bud Light pajama pants. That's what I should have wore. Was fucking Bud Light pajama pants. You know what I mean?
They said Southern Tito, kind of hot. Not gonna lie.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you can open all the way.
That's
It'll
what
be
I'm
fine.
telling you. Listen.
Jeb,
Open it
how
up.
does it feel that you replaced the bum himself, Joey Moss? Feels pretty good.
Oh, Riker and Joey Moss have been hot
I've
and
heard.
heavy on each other.
That's like the new Ben Hayden, I hear.
Yep.
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 I'll be honest, I'm here for it.
Yep.
I'm here for it.
Same.
I really am. I mean, I think it's a little concerning, though, that Joey Moss going after minors, but hey, you know,
it's kinda concerning.
that's his case.
I mean,
you know?
he just gave you a compliment, and now you're hitting him with it.
Yeah, but he does it all the time. He'll hit you with a compliment, and then I hit you with a backhanded compliment. You know what I mean?
Right afterwards. All right, well, you get that. You get that from time to time.
So, what else do we have to do to pick up a woman from South Carolina?
Be able to drive.
Like, okay, no, what do you drive what?
Drive what? Hey,
Drive what?
he can already go wide open through turn one. He's got it.
He got the
Ask him.
most confidence ever.
Flat-footed, man. Flat-footed.
At least a car. If you go pick him up, you got to be able to drive something.
Bro,
You know where like
he has
the
the
foot
fake
pedal
taxi
ends?
outside.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know where the foot pedal ends? I need it like a little further. That's how we do it, Mr. Boodle. So listen, that's all I want to know. Okay, is if an opportunity ever arises, how do I get a South Carolina woman?
We
You have
can't
to own a
we
gun.
can't tell you everything.
You own any guns?
I mean,
Yes, I do. I have a 30-30, and
Is it
unfortunately,
a lever action?
Yes, it is. It's a lever action, and unfortunately, on the gun was originally for a left-handed guy, so the hammer's on the left side, so that when I have to cock it back, I have to put my thumb over here and pull it back. It's got two safeties, but it goes click, click, and then, you know what I mean? Bang, bang, feed the family.
What family? What family?
Providing for the tribe, baby.
Jeffrey, is he telling the truth? He provides for you at the house?
Damn, I said the family. I didn't say fucking Jeffrey. Shit,
family,
man. I
isn't
just
he?
provided him tonight, man.
With some McDonald's.
With some MacDons, dude.
Some Ronnie's. Well, now that we got all that out of the way, what do you guys take on your second full season at Champ? Right.
Yeah.
You got through the first one, got your feet wet, you understood kind of what you're getting into. What were your goals going into season 2, and do you feel like you accomplished everything you wanted to?
well, maybe not everything, but, we still had some good finishes still, a lot better than the prior year, and that was just, doing the best we can every time and just learning, keeping improving, and that's mainly it. You can't really, with this series, you got to expect the unexpected sometimes, so you don't really go in with your head too high nor too low, so, I mean, we didn't really expect much other than to hope to come out here and do better than we did the previous year.
So, this season, like you said, I feel that you had a really, really good season, considering it's your second season. Do you feel bad knowing that you kind of screwed up our, Rush side-by-side plans?
No, y'all deserved it.
You know what I mean? We kind of had the 6 set out, and you kind of, put your nose in it. You feel bad about that at all? Or?
Y'all deserved it.
All right.
Wow.
Right?
Just
Rude.
hit you.
Rude.
Just hit you.
Jeez.
Don't doubt me, man. Don't doubt me.
Don't doubt the 041. I guess that's another question then. Why the 041?
Well, it was changed to 41, but it was 041 because Scott was 41 in pro stock. And Turbo, it was 41.
Oh, I
It
never
was
noticed
41
that.
this year.
I never noticed
He was
that.
41 across the board.
It was 041 at the beginning in pro stock, but then when we seen that Scott Waz wasn't racing this year, we asked if we could get it changed, and it was 41 at ERX. So
Okay, cool. See?
See, I even missed that. I thought it was 41 the whole time. What do you think, Mr. Everett? Your second full year, being here, kind of staying here, knowing a little bit more of what you got going on, and what's your outtake on it? being someone that's come from the South and say the series, y'all's racing hasn't been this, right?
Right.
Coming into
Right.
Champ
Right.
is a whole different thing compared to the racing you guys do. And obviously, if you don't know, Mr. Boodle runs a good part of the Durham Town Series and keeps the racing alive in the South right now, being that there's no Oklahoma anymore. There's a little bit of Texas Outlaw, I think, left. And no Carolina Adventure World.
No.
All that's kind of went away. So we're left with a little bit of Texas Outlaw and Durham Town. So coming from your guys' background of racing and now having 2 full years in Champ, what would you say your pros and cons are? Your overall outlook on it all. We'll hit you second, but I'd like to hear what, being that he doesn't get to race and be on the track and gets to see a lot of the things as an outsider. kind of looking in, what his outtake on it would be.
Well, I don't know about pros and cons. We obviously came up here just wanting to see where we stood and how we stood with what y'all laughing at me?
No,
I crunched a piece of ice. My bad. It sounded like Jeff.
And if we could keep up with the guys, down and running in the South. I've started racing in 07, 08, and ran at Durham Town and all over the Southeast, did side-by-sides, and then the kids got in it. And we got, I guess, a little brave enough to say, let's go up north. And we first went to Oklahoma in, 2021? 2022, to the next best thing at that time. And did okay. I mean, it was a long 15-hour drive. I tried to drive back and forth, and we did okay. We didn't finish up front, but a couple times we did better than I thought we would do. So, but we wanted to come up here because of knowing some people, you guys, Van Eperen and you from racing at Durham Town, and always knew that. I guess if we wanted to play with the best, we had to come up here and see what we could do with them. So we made the decision to come up, and first year, we had a lot to figure out. I mean, the rules are different. The competition's a whole lot more, and it's so close. And one thing about Champ, they got this good and the bad, but they don't wait on you. So if you're not ready, they skip over you. So it was a kind of a learning curve, but also thankfully we had known, some, of course, the Greaves family and the Van Eperens and Luke at Dirt Launch. We knew a few people from down there that helped us out. I mean, we couldn't have came up here and even remotely did what we done without some good friends from up this way. So we came up and started running, and honestly, truthfully, we did better than I thought we would do. First out the gate, I knew at home we were pretty fast and consistent, but didn't know where we'd fit up here. And turned out we did okay, and enough that we wanted to come back and try to do a little better the next year. So we built newer cars and come back with a better understanding of how things ran, how you had to, when you had to get ready, how to be ready, and did better this year. So it has only been 2 years, and it's been a lot of learning and a lot of hard work to come and run against the level of guys that we run against, and be able to compete with them, and try to run with the knowledge that some of them have been here for 15 years or plus. So that was our disadvantage, and then the next thing, was trying to see if we fit in. Being from the South, you might not fit in up here. But I think we've also done a good job at that. Nobody's shot at me yet. But so next year, we just hope to be able to do as well as we did, and maybe a little better. That's what we're shooting for.
Before we get to him, I got a question. Like you said, you were going from Oklahoma to Champ, then your first real race year in 23, and then in 24.
Right.
Was there ever a time where you considered like, okay, we're going to see how we do this first year. If it doesn't pan out, we're going to pull out. Oh, sorry.
Whoa.
Yeah, was there ever
A plan B?
was there? Yeah.
Doubled it up.
Was there ever a point though where you thought like where there was like a deciding happening,
Like a
I
make or
guess.
break it?
Yeah. Was there ever a make or break where you're like, okay, if he does
Maybe
good
the
in
first
these
races.
Were you committed the full season both years, more or less?
I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
We committed, and we committed to the first year to the full season.
Okay.
We that was just mine made up. This is what we're going to do. We're going to
Champ.
see.
But the
for champ.
The MAO one was see how we did the first race.
Yeah, we kind of went to MAO going, let's run this one, see how it worked out, and then we was finished pretty decent. Let's go back to the next one. And we didn't, I guess, take MAO as seriously as when we came up here the first year, because we had to come a long ways and arranged to
And we heard the stories.
have a place to leave our rig. Thankfully, the Greaves, CJ and his dad and mom stepped up and give us a place to park the rig, which is a big help. We had a shop to use, and we could fly back and forth. So we are committed to the first year. Just wanted to see what happened. And had we came up here and ran poorly, we needed to help us some sponsors to be able to come back. I mean, it's a big expense to come up here. For us to fly 4 or 5 people up here, the entry fees, the cost of the machines to be able to run into pro class. It was just, we had to, like I said, we made up our mind to do 1 year. But thankfully, we had some sponsors step up due to his performance. The second year, Yamaha Racing helped us. Hoosier Tires had helped us, and I'll let him name all the sponsors. He's better at that than me. But we were able to get some help, and that told us that, well, people noticed him, so let's go back and try it again, and maybe we can improve on that and make it even better. So that was last year.
Did you ever consider then, like hypothetically, let's say Jeb was not doing that good. You're like, hey, you know what? We're gonna have to cut some of these people off these flights. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I don't need you.
Well, not initially the first year because the people on the flights were me, him, his mom, his sister. And
okay, so who would be the first one then?
And it was a good friend of ours that grew up racing with me that basically volunteered his time, Caleb Strobel, to come up and.
He's on here.
Yeah,
he was checked in earlier, telling us we were late.
Yeah,
Mitch.
he lives a couple miles from me, and he's been racing with me and Jeb since he was 10 years old. Jeb was a baby, and so he went everywhere and helped me. And thankfully, he was able to come and help us that year. So we came on a very basic budget.
Yeah. So Caleb's in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Caleb. So here's the dreaded question then, right? Cost the airplane. Wife or daughter? Which one are you cutting?
Probably me.
He's I'll get in it.
Yeah, I'll give it.
I'll get in it. Why is she the favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Who's that?
Haley.
Yeah, Haley's good help in the pits. She raced the first year.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Sure, he's
And
pro.
she was
Am.
pro-am.
Damn.
In fact, she still races at home. She's
gonna be the points champ.
She's beating her brother in the pro turbo class.
What?
I was testing out her car in the previous of the season.
Damn. So she throws out.
She can drive. She can drive as well. So she didn't race this year due to college. She had to take some summer classes. So she came to a few of the main events and helped. But she's good help. She can work on the cars as well as we can.
Gotcha. So wife.
She
No, they need to eat.
to cook. Yeah, we have to eat. That's right.
Nicole
She's the
needs
cook.
to eat.
Damn.
She's the cook.
I'm telling you, it's me.
He's like, they'll just show up to watch. At that point.
I'll be on Flo's courts.
That leaves one of you two. One of you two is getting
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Get him
I
out.
guess.
Get him out. Get out. Yeah, it might be Jeb, man. Damn,
Yep.
I think you're right. I think it'd have to be the.
Yep.
Hey, man.
Well, that was the first year. Now we got
sorry.
the first year covered. We're on the second year.
Yep.
Second year, we took on some more help. Caleb couldn't come back as well as he had a baby due and had to be home with that. And so we picked up Matt. Y'all all know Matt, correct?
Oh yeah, man.
Matty V.
Jesus Christ.
Matty V.
R.I.P.
Damn. R.I.P. Bro.
R.I.P..
Where'd you find him at? Facebook Marketplace.
Another one of
or?
CJ's recommendations.
Yeah. Where'd you find him at? Back pages or?
Well, a slightly squished circle is where we went the first time. And that's where we
What do
seem
you
to find
call
them
that?
best.
So if it's not a perfect circle, right? If it's not perfect,
Like, what
it
are
kind of
most like
a
pavement
little
tracks?
elongated. What do you call that? Oval.
Oh,
Oval. Big oval guy.
Big oval guy.
Got it. So two oval guys connecting, helping out in the Bootles pit.
yeah.
So
And
fantastic.
So
man.
Matt was a big help as well.
You know what? Matty V doing a hell of a job.
He is. Keep going. So, anyways, this year you brought in Matty V.
Matty V, man, hell of a job. Listen, my stock Honda, right, got a little hole in the exhaust. Sounded awesome as shit.
What? Oh yeah. on the fake taxi.
Dude, sounded awesome, right? Don't look awesome though. So it either looks poor or it sounds cool. And so Matty V, man, stepped up, helped me out with that, and got that fixed. So I can vouch for that guy.
No, good guy. Been good help this year for us.
Yeah, handsome man. I love his smile.
Yeah, he helped us on the maintenance here and during the week when we fly out on Tuesdays. We only have a day here after the race, so Matt would, when needed, would kind of take the cars and check them over, and he also spotted. He was Jeb's spotter because
Is ever to yell at him?
Yeah,
Ever to say things he shouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't be the best spotter.
Yeah,
Not for him.
Hey,
I could
listen.
spot for you or CJ or somebody, but not for Jay.
Hey, I'll spot for you, Mr. Bootle. You know what I mean? I'm
I don't know. The last
experienced.
person he spotted for crashes a lot and blames it on Tito. Sorry, JQ.
Yep. Tito caused the pile up.
Listen up, okay? We all make mistakes. Right?
First race of the year.
You know what I mean?
First race of the year.
First race weekend.
Yes.
Little
You guys were
pile
the first
up.
race too, right?
It was.
Yeah.
I made a mistake. He started on pole, which he shouldn't have been. Right. and I was like, hey man, I'm like,
way to call him out right out of the gate.
yeah.
He's watching
Yeah.
too.
Well, so,
JQ.
so here's the thing.
yeah.
Long story short, he was last on Saturday, and then they invert the whole thing in Sportsman. So then
The first weekend.
he ended up getting put on pole, and I was like, shit. So, and I found
That's
out
easy.
I found out like 4 minutes before we went out. So I'm trying to think of how to help him out. I forgot about how to start the race because it's like he ain't never gonna be there. Why would I ever need to remember to do it? So I told him to wait for the green flag instead of like you set the pace.
Oh.
So I told him to wait, and everyone else is like, oh, he's gonna wait till the last second, and then they anticipated, and JQ just kept putting through the cone zone, and then Faye just felt sorry and threw the green flag. So then to JQ, he's like, okay, well, I'm going, and I'm watching JQ, and on the corner of my eye, I just see chaos, right? So I'm like watching JQ. I'm like, hey, on your left, and I see all this going on, and I do one of these. I'm like, I shouldn't look, but I'm going to, and I kind of do one of these. I look, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I look again, and like I see a car up in the fence, man. I'm seeing roof numbers. You know what I mean? Some guys going up into the fucking hot pit, and I'm like, man, that might have been. That might have been on me. Yeah, so then I went back to JQ. I was like, on your right. Push. and then I got yelled at by race control. So
What'd they say?
Shouted my name very loud. And
Did they know it was you?
Oh, they knew it was me. Because then they were like, Tito. And I turned, I looked at him, and they're like, So I was like, I'll be right down. So I walked down there, and Ryan, he's like this. He's like, I'm like, no. And he like pulls the ear thing, and he's like, can you hear me? And I'm like, no. And he's like, and then he goes 37. Can you hear me? Put your hand out the window if you can hear me. And then I'm like, man, I don't think he can hear you. And he goes, he looks at me. He goes, can your driver hear me? And I was like, click. I'm like, hey, JQ, can you hear race control? And he goes, no. And I was like, He goes, tell him to go to the back. So I got in. I'm like, hey, JQ, I'm like, go to.
You couldn't even lie for him?
No. I'm like, go to the back. I'm like, hey, go to the back. Let everybody buy you. And he gets back on the thing. Goes, what the fuck for? And I was like, we'll talk about it after. I was like, I'll let you know afterwards, man. So he goes to the back, and I had to start like 28th then. So
Well, with that said, you're not spotting for me.
after that, though,
You're not Southern enough.
Yeah.
You can't translate well.
I can't translate that fast.
I'm reading our text from that day. The text was Tito was like, late entry. He's like, we might be on pole. And next text he goes, he's on pole. We go, oh fuck. And then the very next text is, damn, you guys are causing wrecks. Tito just goes, LMAO, whoops. Totally the spotter's fault.
Oh,
and I think the next one was like, I got yelled at. So, all right, but hey, if Mr. Bootle decides to go ahead and race, we're looking for a spotter. So we got you covered, man. We have plenty of people out there.
He's looking at you like,
We can maybe get Joey Moss to spot for you.
There we go.
You know
That's
what
what
I
we
mean?
need.
There we go. You could always do that. Ooh, who would you rather have spot for you, me or Joey Moss?
Neither.
Thank you.
He goes, thank
Wait.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm right here.
I just wouldn't race.
Like, you know what? We're not lining up
into
today.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
hey, what's the worst you can say is no? Fuck. Guess not.
What if he just looked at you, just
Yeah.
the head shake?
Not after that story.
He looked at you and
Yeah.
He did too.
he did the same thing.
He just goes, I just wouldn't race, man. I was like, oh, damn, all right, make you quit. Damn. Fuck. All right, what was the question you wanted to ask him then? I'm sorry. I
was the same
apologize. So I know you asked him about the season, how everything went, and then.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember, but we're going to cue this in real quick.
How your first you're gonna cue it in?
Yeah, we're going to cue it in
Okay.
real quick.
All right, let me cue it in. Okay, here we go. Cueing
right.
in right.
Now? So you can scan it, right?
Yeah.
Is that going to be the thing?
Yep.
I think it's
Queuing
already up
it.
there. Yeah. Should be up there. This is a little bit behind.
Oh, okay. So obviously we talked a little bit about it last week, but I don't know what they call it. The
Webinar.
But what does
webinar.
Chris call his thing? Is it just the VDE webinar or
Racer on Demand.
Racer on Demand webinar? We'll have Matt Martelli on Tuesday. No, tomorrow.
Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
On a ball Wednesday.
At 7 p.m. Standard Central Time. For anyone wondering about the Mint, the short course race for the Mint, any questions you have, it'll be live, right? I don't know how webinar is, so I would guess it's going to be a live webinar with Matt Martelli on it with all your information for the Mint 400. So you have the QR, it looks like, up there to scan. And if you want to check it out, make sure you tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. To get all of the questions you need answered for the Mint 400. So I know there's a lot of people talking about going there and racing short course, and I'm over here talking about going there and racing a desert truck. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see it. It's live. Chris says it's live at 7 p.m. So tune in. Even if you're not trying to go race, see what they have to offer, see what Matt Martelli has to say, see what they have for their thoughts and plans moving forward, how many years they want to do it, so on and so forth. So I think it's going to be an awesome thing to tune in, check it out, and see what they got to say.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
The Mint.
The Mint 400.
That's for the Mint 400
The Mint
in March.
400.
And speaking of the Mint 400, Joey Moss, and it's not about the Mint 400, but it's about one of the West Coast rounds. Are you guys going to Glen Helen? All right.
Yeah, you.
The Bootles.
The Bootles.
The
Man.
Yep, that's a long ways out right now. So,
We got to make it past the first, 7 rounds first?
Right.
Yeah, we'll see where we're sitting.
I mean, for us, that's a huge long haul. And
Yeah, it's 36 hours for me. It's got to be 50 for you.
We going
Well,
coast to coast.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's that for us, it being the last race of the year, if we don't have a contingency of a chance of winning the points championship, it would be no need for us to drive that far and
Yeah,
burn and for the fuel unless a sponsor said we need you to be there. And if that's the case, then we would have to go. But that
And they paid you to go.
right, and they paid because it would be just for our rig, we'd probably $5,000 to $6,000 just in fuel to get there and get back.
Right, that's what I said too.
I'm not opposed to going. I think it's neat that they're trying to branch it out a little bit, but that's a long ways being the last race. So the way I would leave it right now, if we have a chance to win the championship, yes, we will go. If we didn't and a sponsor would pay for us to be there, yes, we will go. Other than that, we'll leave it as a no at the moment.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's up for you to perform.
Damn.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure.
Yep.
So a lot of us thought like
My bad.
it's the right idea, wrong time, right?
Yeah.
It's like putting the carriage in front of the horse, right? Is it a good idea? Yes, eventually. Some things that people have brought up as different formats, different things they could do, different ideas on how it would have been better was a 2-year notice, right? A fucking 6-month notice. so that majority, like you guys know, majority of sponsors close out their deal in October, right? Have their deal set in stone in October already by the time for the next year, right? So being that we didn't know that there was even a race going to be added, let alone that far away, these were all things people are saying a 2-year notice, like last year saying, okay, for 2026, this is what we have in mind. Then you can, 1, go budget for it. You can, 2, go try to do it, whatever. Some sort of heads up. Some people have also talked about a drop, which I just heard that they released. I don't know if it was because of something we brought up, not brought up, but they're giving the sportsman a drop now. They're giving the sportsman a drop for Wheatland.
I didn't see that.
They released Wheatland as a sportsman event, and they're going to allow it as a drop. So if you want to go, you can go. But if you don't want to go, they're going to allow everyone a drop in the sportsman race. So people in the sportsman classes, which is awesome. And that's what we said originally, too, for the Glen Helen race, is offer a drop. Because, one, it may – somebody that's not in the points, if they got to drop out their last weekend, like their worst weekend, and say, like, I can finish – my worst weekend was a 10th, and I know I can get at least a 5th, right? And a 5th will win me the championship. Well, then you might go. Right? It like throws it up a little bit. So that's something people have brought up. Other people have brought up putting it more like in the beginning of the year.
That's when it should have been.
Somewhat earlier where we can
then
go
we
race.
Wouldn't know.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know. At the end of the year, you're going to know if you got a chance at championship.
Right. Well, I think they
Beginning
put
of
it
the
at the
year,
end because you can just cancel it like they did the last 3 years. So what would make it any different now? Right? And then other things that people brought up is make like a triple crown out of Wheatland, Mint, and Glen Helen, and make like a separate little champion potentially for people that wanted to travel to all of it. Maybe that's something the Mint could look into and throw some money at to get people to travel. Or
call it like super off-road or something.
Yeah, super off-road.
Well, I think it brings in, for guys like us that's, trying to grow in the sport, other opportunities for sponsors if you're more U.S. across
Based.
the country. But you still got to get there.
You still got to get there.
You still got to pay to get there. And, it gets expensive with diesel fuel and such, with these rigs and carrying people with you to run this kind of stuff.
So here's another little tidbit. They released that anybody racing that's new and has never raced before gets free entry fee and free, I forgot what else. Something else that goes along with it. Membership.
Right.
Yep. You get a free membership and it's free to race. So
We were too early.
What if they give me a
what's
credit?
your thought on?
What if they give me a credit for that?
See, a lot of people, like a couple people that I've talked to that are 2 years in, says, like, we get it, right? You're trying to get more people into the sport, right? Well, if you're willing to give up the money of, say, what if 5 new people come, right? You're willing to give up all that money. Why can't we just cut the cost
I was just gonna
for
say
all
that.
the racers?
Yes.
You're not helping any of the people that has supported you for the last 5 years. You're not. You're not doing nothing for them. We all paid our ass the whole fucking way. I get it. I mean, I looked at it and went, sweet. Like, at least they're doing something, right? And then a couple other people messaged me right away and was like, it'd be nice to cut the cost of all the people that have been racing here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, without the racers that you had supporting you, then what?
Yeah, I agree with that. Cut it for everybody.
Cut
like
it
you
for-
said, it still makes it easier for new people to get in too. It still
Right.
helps them out. It helps you guys out. It helps everybody out across the board. Like you said, they might get 10 people new, and then like you said,
But
for
10
people that been there-
people might be, what, 20 grand, 30
Yeah.
grand? Maybe more?
What if they do it as like, I'm sitting here thinking, like when you rent out an Airbnb, like, okay, let's say the Airbnb is $5,000, right? And it's like, obviously the more so that's the goal, right? That's what we have to pay. That's the cost. but the more people you bring, the cheaper it gets. Is that a possibility where they just set like, here's what we need for racer entry fees? The more people there are, the cheaper it gets for everyone. Is that a realistic possibility, or am I just?
Well, you could do something like along the lines of maybe like it is ordering parts. We work with a couple manufacturers that say you, and this is theoretical numbers, right? Say over 150, we cut 10% off the cost of it.
Yeah.
Across the board. What if you did something like that for, it doesn't help everybody, but it helps the teams that are big, and a bigger team usually comes with more entry fees, right? You could say if you race 3 or more classes, your crew bands are 10% off, right? You could do something like that, or something along the lines of that. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Or even saying, if you bring 10 or more people, or 7 or more people, right? After that number, they're 10% off.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. So the more you buy, the more people you bring, you get a little kickback on being, or you get a little discount. Which there's going to be people that are going to be like, well, I'm just a 2-man team. I can't afford to bring 10 people. Yada yada yada. Yes, that is true, and you're going to have to pay more. But these teams are already doubled your entry fee. They're already paying $2,000 or $3,000 more dollars right out of the gate. I don't know if that would help. I don't know how many people averagely bring anymore. I do like the idea though of something along those lines.
Yeah, something along those lines, or OnlyFans. You know what I mean? What if we get something going about that? You know what I mean? We're raising money. Like, hey,
do you like a not your average off road?
Yeah.
And then we all run an OnlyFans QR on there, and we just post bloopers.
Dude,
the whole
just
time?
like booty hole pics, and then we just. But like we're saying like
Everett's pink eye.
Yeah, this is going towards
That's
like.
Nicole farted on his pillow. She's like, he's going to Wisconsin. I'm taking care of him. Farting on his pillow.
Can you imagine you walk in on that? Just, hey, what are you doing? She's like, oh, nothing. Like, she goes, oops, like, you know what I mean?
You have to ask her that.
Yeah, I'm all right. What if we did though? Like, you know what I mean? Or like raised some sort of money or something.
Impulsive media.
Yeah. That goes towards like Glen Helen.
We thought about a couple times. Like going and trying to find like a series or like a class sponsor, right?
There we go.
Saying like, all right, Pro 4, and drivers do it on their own. But we didn't know how Champ would go about it, because they wouldn't be making any money on it, right? Mm-hmm. If you did something like I feel like I could go out to numerous sponsors, local companies probably, per event, and be like, all right, Pro 4 sponsor for $5,000 or for $10,000, you'll get the visor of every Pro 4 there.
Like a travel sponsor.
And then that's just for, like, say, Anago. We'd go find something local in Anago or in the area.
Yeah. Like Taco Bell.
And for Taco Bell, KFC.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, like the pro side-by-side, unlimited, whatever you want to call it, mod.
Presented by.
Unlimited.
Yeah. Is presented by AMSOIL. Why?
Right, but we don't get no kickback from it.
I understand that, but what if we did, and then we like put the visor, like you said?
Well, this is what I'm saying is we can do that, right?
Yeah.
And we can all group together and say we went and did it for each round, and we took however many people signed up that weekend. We took the $10,000 and we split it evenly, right out of the gate. Before, when you show up, you get money, you get money, you get money, you get money. But it requires us to run this sticker on the visor. The class would have to agree to it, right? But Champ's probably not going to promote it for you. The announcers aren't going to promote it. The announcers probably would like to, but they probably wouldn't be allowed to, because Champ's not getting a cut out of it, so why would they help promote it? So then it would be up to the drivers to help promote it. And how long do you think that would go before the series would get mad and going, well, these guys are out there finding their own class sponsors, bringing in money, and we're not getting a cut, and they're using our advertising off of it.
Well,
oh no, they're finding a way to get here and pay and make it affordable. Oh no, shit, maybe we should have done something about it then. Oh no. Fuck.
I'm just saying, I mean,
God.
look at
I'll say it. Fuck.
Because I'll say it.
God.
Well, theoretically, like, say, theoretical numbers, say if it was $20,000, maybe they take say 50%, and then the rest 10,000 goes towards the racers.
Why? Why should we give them 50%? We paid them to
Well, it's
fucking
their-
park. We paid them to
it's
race.
their
We paid them
choice.
to be their fucking show. We paid them to get in the gate.
Damn, I was waiting- I was waiting for another one, dog.
I'll keep going.
I think it's a good idea too. I wouldn't understand again, like why would they even have a issue with it? Because then, say you guys do get that gets you guys there. If you guys don't have it, you're like, all right, now only 2 of us are showing up when we could have had a full class. You know, like why would they? But again, like you said, what are they getting out of it?
What are they exactly?
Yeah.
So
They're getting
the problem
numbers.
Is,
Yeah.
Well,
They're getting numbers. You know what I mean? They're getting people there.
Yeah.
Well, obviously NASCAR makes it work because they have like Monster. They used to have like Monster
but that's a
Energy
title
advertise it.
sponsor. So the way NASCAR works is they have whatever those fucking things are that they've been talking about, where you're guaranteed a spot in the show, even if you don't qualify. If you own,
Oh, it's they're like open.
charter.
Yeah,
It's a charter.
Charters, yeah.
Okay, so the charter, part of the charter is you get X amount of millions of dollars from the TV if you sign up for the charter. The charter means you're guaranteeing your car will make it on the track for every single race. If you don't make it on the track, you get dinged, right? But the plus side to it is when you sign up for this charter, you get X amount of dollars per weekend from the series. Regardless, it costs like fucking $11 million to own a charter or whatever. So it kind of goes back and forth. But by being part of the charter system, you're guaranteed money, and that's guaranteeing you a spot in there, and that guaranteeing like your car is there through and through, every weekend, week in and week out. But I don't know that would ever work, and that's why they have the series sponsor and the sticker. But that's right. Also why we have to run like a Champ Off-Road sticker presented by whoever.
Yeah.
Monster is the title sponsor. Well, was. I think it still
Yeah,
is.
then like the Xfinity series. and stuff like
Xfinity,
that.
that's their title sponsor, so it's part of the name of the series. So that's why it ends up on there. But the concept is there, but it's almost like going back to I think there was 5 of us at Fall Crandon that had Starlink on our trucks, and we were told that we can't run it on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You can only run it on Sunday because Saturday Flow owns the rights to the coverage. So you producing your own coverage live that people could watch is against the rules.
It's against Flow's rules.
Like, I mean, are we trying to promote the fucking sport here? Aren't we trying to like get better? I don't even know what to say.
I just don't get why. It just doesn't make sense. Making me upset thinking about everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It goes back to just in general, like Flow pays Champ to be on there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why we're on Flow, right?
Yeah.
It's
Do you guys think before you say that? Do you guys think were you part of it or did you follow Short Course when it was free on Facebook?
No.
It was always on Flow.
Oh, well, I don't know.
No, I'm saying since you watched it.
Yes.
Since you watched it,
Yep.
it's always been on Flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how to show me where Crandon is on Flow on the app?
It's hard to. You have to like look up full replay and then like Crandon or something, or full replay ERX or full replay Bark River. It was because you just type in Bark River and you can't find it. You find like highlights.
You type in Champ Off-Road and you can't find it.
No, you had to put like full replay Crandon and then they'll pull up let's say full replay and however many years it's been.
How many people locally to you have asked about how to watch and don't want to pay and can't figure out how to watch it?
Multiple times.
Yeah, a lot. Yes.
Do you guys think that being free on YouTube or something like this would make it easier for you guys to go promote to sponsors and get people involved?
Well, like with Mid America, it was a lot easier because it was streamed on YouTube, Facebook, and then it was even
Instagram.
free on the last year's like Speed Sport or something. But it was all free, and then it was easy to look up. You know, you look up Mid America, and it would be live.
That's pretty much what I was gonna say. Is that I feel that it's weird that Flow pays Champ, but then it's so hard to find. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey man, we will pay you so we can film it,
Yep.
right? Like we want to put this out there, and like, okay, man, sounds great. And they're like, okay, and then it's hard to find. You can't find it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's not promoted anywhere. It's not easy to see. The thing that owns it is like the dirt track, the oval stuff, the outlaw stuff. It's like, and I get it. That's understandable. That's kind of like their bread and butter. But if you're gonna pay for it, then you should at least like promote it.
Yep.
Yeah.
In any capacity. And the unfortunate part of it is that it's 7 race weekends, man. It's 7 out of 52. So it's not like you're gonna be losing a whole lot of whatever whenever the outlaw stuff is going on. You know what I mean? It's 7 race weekends, dude. Like, it just promote it.
Yep.
7 out of 52 times. It's not much. So, I mean, maybe some of that then goes back on Flow as far as like them and saying like, dude, you got to be able to make this easier to find.
Yep.
You know, because not only do people don't want to pay for it, but those that do pay for it, it's a fucking task to find.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
and it's
so
hard.
now you're-
I pay
now
for
you're
it and I
running
don't
into
watch
2
nothing on it
issues.
because I can't find it.
Exactly. You're running into 2 issues. And trust me, when we had to do stuff for Rush and Rush 2, we had to pull audio and stuff from it. It was a pain in the ass to try to find anything.
Yeah.
The only way I knew how to find it is because it said 9 hours, and I was like, that's the one. And then I was like, shit, that's Sunday. I need Saturday. And then you got to scroll down and try to find Saturday. And then you get Saturday from last year, and you're like, what the fuck?
Jeffrey, can they see your screen?
Probably not yet, right?
Who was that?
Oh, wait.
Can
maybe.
they see your screen?
They can.
Well,
No.
right.
I'll let you guys know kind of what we got going on. So, Jeffrey, while we were talking about this, obviously last weekend was the Baja 1000 for 2024. Congrats to McMillan, Rob Mack, the fucking Desert King, Off-Road Hall of Famer.
Brock Hager.
Brock Hager. Rob Mack overalled it. Well, McMillan overalled it, and Rob Mack was his driver.
Yeah.
They teamed up.
Carried most of the weight.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but that
Luke's a bum.
I don't know that anybody has quite as good as hair still as Rob Mack, but
Rob Mack has
Rob
got
Mack and JG can go back and
feathery
forth
and lethal.
on the fucking lethal hair program.
Yep.
But
Think it's Head and Shoulders? What do you think it is? You think it's Dove?
I think it's Dove.
I think it's Dove,
Essence?
too.
I think it's Dove.
You think so?
I think it's Dove.
I-
Dove is good
that's
stuff.
what I.
Yeah, that's
what
what
I
you
use.
use.
That's
Everett?
And you got that.
What do you use?
Yeah, what shampoo do you
use
use?
Dove or like Head and Shoulders or like
You go,
for men, just for men?
Just some of that stuff you get out the swamp behind the house.
He's like, I use a 7-in-1 Irish Spring, man.
Yeah. Anyways, back to it. So Jeffrey went on YouTube, put in score Baja 1000. Within 2 seconds, we were able to bring up the 1000 from this year. It has multiple different days. It had 141,000 views. Every single one on there was 25,000 views or more. 141, 25,000, and 24,000,
Inspection and
65,000.
contingency was $24,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just
That's
them.
just
That's just,
Roll it up.
that's just
Rolling
them
through.
walking up,
Yep.
walking down the line of contingency, looking at the cars,
Be like, hey, is this
and
good
then
to
rolling
go?
through
Yes.
talking. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I mean, that's kind of been a good bit of the talk lately. Is
Yeah.
kind of what can we do to help figure out ways to promote it and make it better.
I guess that's the question then, is then who would be that leading force to make it free on YouTube? You know what I mean? Like, what would be... I guess
I mean,
that's not
doesn't
necessarily
Champ
our...
produce their own product already, and then
Flows the VCR,
Flow, yeah,
Pretty much.
right? Or is
Right.
the DVD player for, Mr. Gen Z over here? Or,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Or is the Netflix,
He's a
I guess?
blue play or Blu-ray. They didn't have DVD in his time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Blu-ray. You don't talk about though, right? VHS. Mm-hmm. So yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Flow is basically the VHS.
So, all right, we ready to do our commercial break? We're almost an hour in. You want to do it now? I saw you looking at a camera, so I didn't know if you needed to change something here.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back, and in the meantime, you get to watch films edited by yours truly, Mr. Jeb Boodle. Jeb Boodle.
Durham Town
Jeb
round
Boodle.
3. That was
This is Durham Town. If you're looking for something to do next weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, or the weekend, I guess it would be technically the weekend after Thanksgiving Day, Durham Town has their last race of the year. We got short course racing, practice on Thursday, qualifying in the
Racing on
the features on Friday, and then Saturday evening is a 2-hour amateur, 2-hour open, and or a 4-hour endurance race that uses a good bit of the property between the woods, the short course, some of the other courses they got cut in and out. And if just looking for someone to camp, they got how many acres? Do you know how many acres is off of hand? Thousands
Thousands. It's Mike said like 30,000 acres around there.
of all cut-in trails for anyone that has a dirt bike, a four-wheeler, a UTV that wants to run the short course. That it has at least seven motocross tracks there.
Damn, what? This is a real place?
Yeah, a supercross track. I'll be there next week if you're looking to ride along. I'll be.
What's next week? Oh, after Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm going there before Thanksgiving, but free dinner.
Damn, you
It'll
come
have a
see
free
me.
dinner.
Damn, what's
You
the...
can bring your camper. You can come check it out. The closest airport was Atlanta, 2 hours.
yeah.
The South Carolina one?
2 hours away from Atlanta. So
Georgia.
come check it out. Just outside of Union Point, Georgia.
Georgia.
So check it out.
Go
We'll be right
Dogs.
back. I don't think he was that ready, but it's all right.
Oh, I was ready 20 minutes ago.
Can they still hear us?
Yep.
Then you weren't that ready.
Usually these old neon lights are pretty good for bad goodbyes. I got some girls off of my mind, but baby not tonight. 'Cause I've been putting in overtime, trying to get over your leaving. You're still right here on my mind. You sure did a number on me. I tried every last one of them. Oh, heartbreak bottles up on that shelf, but the burn don't work and the buzz don't help. I'm taking these shots, 80, 90, everything they've got. But the whiskey don't kill like it's supposed to do. Baby, your memory must
Thank you. I'm gonna fall backwards. How you feeling?
Good. It's good to be up here, but it's going to be a good race whenever me and Colin are qualified 1 and 2. So me and him had a good race like usual. Able to get a good qualifying lap, P1, and then made a couple of early mistakes in the start. Got a little behind, but then he made a mistake in the next corner, and I was able to capitalize and get around him. But after that, we were just running solid lap times, 1 and 2, and yeah, it was fun. I just want to thank my mom and dad, Haley, my crew, my friends and family that helped me get up here, Yamaha Racing, Thug 21 Fuel Additives, Hoosier Tire, Lucas Oil Products, Kirby Side by Side, Method Race Wheels, Power Sports 1, Dirt Launch Power Sports, and everyone else I forgot. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on your growth.
And we're back.
Welcome back. We back. He got it for me. He got it for me.
We're back.
We back. Refreshed a couple beverages. Reorganized a little bit here. And we're back.
Got ourselves a nice little backdrop, little championship background.
Little hardware hanging out.
Yep.
Just checking us out.
Got a couple trophies between me and you back there. You know what I mean?
3/4 of them, Tito's.
Yep.
Tito's trophies.
Yep.
But
3/4
I'm
of those, I
trying.
hated that he got those.
You're right. You're right. Probably majority of those.
You fueled them to win those.
I did. See that? That's what haters do.
That's
You know
what haters do. You gotta hate the game, not the player, brother.
Yes. Amen. You're
Hate
good.
the game. Turn the camera off.
You're good.
Yeah.
He goes,
How
you're
good you
good.
Fire the producer. Turn the camera off.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's funny.
My bad.
That's Jeffrey. That's the man. The Vans man.
But
myth,
hey,
the legend.
don't we like to see that though? Anytime there's like a news channel and they're like, oh, we're gonna go to commercial break,
And then they
it's just
forget.
like, whatever. Like it's always kind of cool to see like behind the scenes. So
That's what we're about here.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, and if my camera didn't die, they would have seen the whole thing.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we're running a 2-camera show right now.
hey, I
Yeah.
mean, what's more impulse than what we're just doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. We are the Impulse. Well, we're actually off season. Presented by
Presented by Impulse.
Media.
Oh yeah, you want a
Which
sticker
is all,
for that?
Which is all Impulse.
Yep.
Let's be real. And little do you guys know. Should we drop it? Should we drop it? We got some off-season crew
Merch coming.
coming soon. We got hats. We got hoodies. Maybe some tees.
Yep. OnlyFans calendars coming.
OnlyFans calendars. It's a mix between us boys, all doing
Yep.
different poses.
We got Mike Kosmecki posing as Mike Honcho. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On
yeah.
the table that he made.
And Jake Kosmecki posing as Jake from State Farm,
Jake
wearing
from State
khakis.
Farm. Khakis, hole in the back cut.
You just say nope.
Nice little target back there. You know what I
Nice
mean?
little target.
Oh, so I didn't get a chance to find this out, but is Jake is he a hunter or is he a gatherer at this point?
No,
You know what I mean?
I don't. How did we end that? Because
How's that question?
Okay,
Is she hunting or is he hunting?
No,
We talked about this.
we
yeah.
had a final answer for it.
I forgot what it was. Do you remember?
No, I don't.
I
We
forgot.
said okay, so
I say he was a hunter.
he was being hunted. Well,
Because she's the cougar.
she was the cougar.
he was the bait.
So who asked who?
He
That's
was
the real
he was the
question.
bait. So once you're done hunting the cougar, and you got the cougar, then what is it?
The gatherer, right? Wouldn't that be it? The gatherer, the consumer.
Right? If you're hunting a cougar, right?
Yeah.
If she's the cougar and you're hunting her,
Right.
Once you got her, what is she?
Lucky.
You're not hunting anymore. You ain't hunting anymore. You already got it.
Ooh, she's a pern kitten.
Oh no,
there
we
we go.
call her. No, we said she's stuffed now.
Oh yes, that's the answer. That was the answer.
We said once you hunt something, you finally get it. Usually afterwards, you stuff it.
Jesus. All right, so Mr. Jeb Boodle. Jeb Boodle, your season, I guess. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make this second half about you. All right. So,
Eli Kramer said you guys won't have to worry about entry fees with them posters coming out.
See what we got to do to get to the races?
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, I know you saw my YouTube video. I'm not for hire. I don't want to take his job here. So just,
I was lining it up. I was like, damn, I hope the boys aren't watching.
Yeah. He's got
more drinks in you.
goes around with a shirt on that says not for hire, like DOT status with a DOT number.
Yep.
All I'm saying is those GoPro placements were clean. So,
thank you.
Listen, coming
You
from
probably
me.
put those
I
sticky
got a
notes
lot.
on.
I got a lot of GoPros with rock cracks and everything, so it sometimes doesn't work out.
Yep, Mr.
I hope.
Jeffrey's got a nice little graveyard of a drawer, so we've got plenty of destroyed GoPro parts. So
Yeah, I can agree with that.
pretty
Jeb,
wild.
Jeb, how do you
The
feel?
zookeeper.
How did you feel about your first GoPro loss?
It hurt me bad.
Did it?
But luckily it was my oldest one. It was like my dad's old one with a Hero 6.
Yeah.
And my sister actually lost it.
Oldest one, it says a Hero 6.
Damn.
I got like a Hero 3, one of the gray ones where you put triple A's in the back.
Do you really? We should run that motherfucker, man.
Just see what it's like.
You had which one did you have? What was your
He's like the oldest one.
What was your oldest one? It's like was it one of the first ones?
Did you have to crank start it, or?
Well,
You did.
one of his newer ones was my oldest one, basically.
Yeah.
And I used it on my sister's car, and then she lost it. So.
Damn.
I was racing before
Get it out.
GoPro.
Well,
Get it out.
Unlike these guys.
Yep.
it
That's
out.
how we all met. Is how many years do you think? 10 years probably I've been going to Durham Town with my family.
At least.
At least. That's how we all became friends, going to Durham Town.
I think it was 17 when y'all first came down, or was it 16?
Yeah, 16. Because I came with my first YXZ that I ran at Crandon the first time ever that just everyone absolutely hated. They all thought it was the world's biggest cheater car when all it was a YXZ with a cage on it. that was used and had almost 1,000 miles on it when we got it. Slapped her together. But anyways, that's how we all became friends. All right, you had some questions lined up, Teets.
Oh yeah, so Mr. Bootle. Okay, so I'm sorry,
little Mr. Bootle.
Jeb Bootle.
Yeah, but
So this season there were a couple. This is where I feel like you got my attention. I know you had raced last year, but it always kind of takes me a little bit to kind of like see something, and it's usually at the end of the year. So like for example, I didn't even really know about Corey Winter until like fall Crandon, and when I went back and watched it, I was like, oh shit, he was there like the whole year, like in a pro light when Corey Winter raced pro light. I didn't even know he was like a person until I was like looking for people to film. So now that we're doing this, we're starting to be able to catch and see people a little bit more. But I think where you first got my attention was at Crandon. I believe it was this year, Spring Crandon. You went for a little tumble, right?
Yep.
Little tumble in the final turn.
Yep.
And I got scared. I'm like, no, please, like, not Jebu.
Anybody but
Because you rolled it and the back part of your vehicle, boom, right, blew up. So I thought I was watching a Michael Bay film, because I recorded a part of it. So I remember I brought it up to you, but that was my first memory of like kind of really knowing about Jeb Bootles, and that's what caught my attention. So please tell the people what happened when you rolled in the back end, blew up, and scared me.
Well, I did message y'all like before the season, but y'all left me on deliver. So
the last one on the very bottom.
Yeah.
Who was it?
You probably
me look it
message
up.
Jeffrey. If you're gonna message Jeffrey, you might as well just not message it at all.
Or
Well, I just messaged Impulse Media. But,
message
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
Somebody's lacking on that side of the
Hey,
on team.
We
so.
fix that. Just arrive to me now.
And that's
message
from
me.
Casey.
But with what you asked me, no, the whole year, beginning of the year, we struggled a lot with setup. We built the cars were kind of last minute built, and we didn't get as much test times as we would like to, and that's kind of what we lacked in for beginning
It's
of
from
the year.
Casey
That's
talking about you.
Hey, shh, you're interrupting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Turn them off.
sorry, Jeb Bootles.
Meet them.
Jeb Bootles. Sorry.
No, but we had and like I said, we didn't have any practice or qualifying, nor the first round. So going into Crandon, we knew that we had to be a lot stiffer than the previous two tracks we're at, Anago and Lena. So we stiffened the car way too much to come figure out, and it was a little bit too tall and a little bit too stiff in the corners, and I threw it in a little harder than I probably should have, and it went from there. But what the fire was I guess one of the impacts on was it the right rear, I think, but the shock blew apart. So that's what that was all about.
Damn.
Shock oil.
So the shock blew up.
Yeah.
Just like Fall Crandon this year.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
have you ever
Also
seen
on fire.
Have you ever seen a shock like blow up?
Well,
It was on
hit and
fire this
pulled and-
year.
Like.
Yeah. It didn't just blow up.
You know what I mean?
It ripped it apart.
it-
The
it-
oil
it
caught
ripped
fire.
it apart.
It ripped it apart.
Yeah.
And then the oil went on the turb ski.
Oh,
And then-
so
Well,
that's
that
where
was that was Crandon, but that was the last lap. Was it Owen? I think Owen was in the back of me, and I think that's what damaged the shock because you could see that whole last lap. It was like smoking, and then it finally let go on the players jump. And if you watch,
That was this year.
yeah, this year, the last Fall Crandon, the last round, not the Cup race, but no, if you watch my GoPro video because I posted it in the Fall Crandon recap, I slowed it down. You could see because I had that POV angle. When I land, you could see like I shrink about 3 inches. It was bad, and I got out because I still finished in third. I made the last corner with no shock and finished third. But on the podium, I was like, oh,
Damn.
my back was not in the best shape.
When did that shock
was
blow?
Saturday.
Was that at Saturday Spring
was-
Crandon?
Fall Crandon.
Fall Crandon.
Fall
Saturday.
Crandon. Damn.
The spring Crandon was when I flipped, but the fall Crandon was when it just blew up on the
It was on
players.
fire both times.
It was
yeah.
on fire both times. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys know TJ Richardson?
Yep.
Yep.
He said, "See y'all soon."
Oh, that's Hawaiian Media.
Yep.
Me and Lyle are going to North Carolina on Thursday.
North Carolina.
Don't worry about
For
it.
work?
For work?
Well, yeah, but
I'll be here.
I mean, I was just asking.
No. No, we're going to.
I'll be here.
Okay, we can hang out.
Nah, but no, we're
We
going
don't care
to.
no more.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Because I'm trying
tell you.
to figure. So Saturday, right? You rolled and there was that little right, and it was like ah.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, you had that battle with Owen, right?
Well, spring Crandon, we only have one round.
Okay, so
Tito, you're
It was
so
pro stock.
am
mixed
I
up right
am
now.
I so mixed up?
Yeah,
No,
dude.
pro stock was when we had I had the battle with Owen.
Oh,
Was in
okay.
spring
Where they
So-
hit off the jump.
So
Yeah.
it was
Where they hit
stock,
off the
and
jump.
then on turbo you had the
The roll.
okay.
It wasn't a good
All right.
weekend.
Okay. well, hey.
What'd you think about the video of him and Owen coming out of the gravel pit and hitting off that jump and coming towards the finish line?
Okay,
That was wild.
So the first time you caught my attention was was actually pro stock.
Yeah.
Okay, so I apologize, but so you caught my attention twice, you little devil. So you caught my attention twice because somebody over here decided to not participate in that race. So now I'm like, well, what do I do? What do I film? I'm out here, and I see you and Owen going at it. I'm like, you know what? I got a good feeling about this. So I'm like, I knew it was the last lap. You guys are battling. I'm like, we'll see how this goes, right? So I start filming them, and you both come off the players jump. You get into each other, and you both land, and you're pointed, and then you're pointed at me.
No, he was. Well, yeah, one of them was. Yeah.
And
One of the blue-
and
one
it
of-
was
one
just
of the blue ones.
and it was just open field.
Yeah.
And man, I
Got a little scared.
oh my goodness, when I tell you I puckered, my boy, puckered, and like it was the briefest of seconds, and then you guys straightened back out. I was like, oh okay, and then I filmed the rest of you guys, and it was really cool to be able to see that. And as somebody who like films, you never know how something like that, how it's gonna like what's gonna happen afterwards. You know, are these guys gonna be mad at each other? Are they gonna be okay with each other? Is it gonna be like, hey man, that was a cool race? In that moment when that was going on, you know, what was your relationship with Owen, and then what were your thoughts after that with such an intense battle?
Well, he got to my inside. Was it off the barn jump? And because once
This was
again,
at Spring Crandon?
yeah, spring Crandon, pro stock, and he, like I said, I think when he broke, or you had, or I don't remember what happened to you.
I don't even remember what happened.
You got fourth place, but you said something was hanging up with your. You said
clutch.
something. Yeah, the
Yeah,
clutch.
you were going
clutch.
really
Oh
slow,
yeah,
you're
my
just
clutch broke.
putting around.
Yeah.
So
Pissed me off.
Then and that was like the second to last lap, I think. And then I was able to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
around. And then it was me and Owen. And then once again, not having the test time, we are behind on shocks, and that car was a little bit too soft. So off the jumps, I was having to let up a little bit more than I wanted to. And he was able to get to my inside off the barn
Skybox.
jump. No, barn jump. And then we were side by side, like all the way from there, skybox, into the gravel pit. We're still side by side. And then coming out the gravel pit, he washed up a little bit into the cushion, and then we were side by side, and I was all the way over to the right side. I was trying to get, and we were rubbing, and then he started coming. We were getting closer and closer. Then then he got hooked like that, and we were coming up the jump, and I was like, "Oh crap, this ain't gonna be good." And then I let up like a split second right before the jump, because once we were like crossing it, he was starting to come over more. So I tried to let up a little bit so I didn't get involved if he would to flipped or something. But when I let up like that, when he landed it, he was in front. So I was like, God dang it. So then he was able to hold that position into the finish line. But no, it was a fun race. It was very hectic. I think we got a lot of people's attention. You know, people have been saying pro stock has been boring. So try to make it interesting a little bit for yeah.
Let's say one guy has been.
But no, I mean we were all cool after the race. We both shook hands, and I thought it was a pretty fun race.
Yeah, because you guys are about the same age, right? Or you? Because you're what?
He's I think 3 months younger than me.
Okay, so what? 17?
I'm 18.
So 18, and then he's
now 18.
He's 18.
now 18. Okay, so at the time you both were 17, though, correct? Were you both 18?
No, I just turned 18 at Anago.
Okay. So yeah, I knew you guys were pretty close. So I think for you to both kind of like handle that pretty maturely, I think is really cool. And I think that says a lot about racing in itself. You know what I mean? Is when younger guys kind of get into that, some of them are able to like handle themselves, you know, kind of like that. So first of all, I think that's great. I think you handled it wonderfully, because if it was me, I'd have took that motherfucker off.
Well, honestly, and the way I looked at it after the race is that I made a mistake of leaving that door open over the barn jump. And
It was Matt's fault.
See?
it was spotter. It is a lot of those
It's Spotter's fault.
Dang it, Matt.
Yeah.
Dang it, Matt, it's your fault.
And setup.
But no, I mean, we were, like I said, behind on the shock setup, and I was letting up over the jumps just so I wasn't killing my back. The shocks were too soft, and I made that mistake, and then I shouldn't have let them get to there. So at the end of the day, I don't like putting blame on other people. You know, at the end of the day, it's about me, and I try not to put blame on others. You know, I want to put it all on me, because it's not. I should have done something different. I don't want to. You know, no excuses, right? So.
Ultimately, you're the one driving the car.
Yeah.
You can decide
at the end of the day,
what you're gonna do.
Correct. So I don't like having excuses.
Eli Kramer asked if any of us are going to PRI. I think everybody sitting here in this room is going to PRI.
Yep. Going to
Yes,
PRI.
sir.
Are you guys working for PRI again?
Yes.
You
we
and
are.
Lyle, the king.
Yep.
Screw
The
you,
editing-
Jeffrey.
Well, the thing is
The editing king.
The
same thing I say every single week, because I can't come up with anything better.
That's why I'm the producer. You
We
guys
will
are
all
the
be
doctor.
at PRI. I think Tito set up in the Vision Wheel booth
Yes.
again,
Yep. Vision Wheel booth.
doing the Impulse show.
Yes.
Doing the impulse show.
Yeah, we'll be
Impulse
doing
show
the
again.
Impulse show. We're just gonna.
Kind of like the same format last year. Unfortunately, we did 5 hours?
Yeah.
on what was it, on Thursday we did 3.5, Friday we did 5, and then on Saturday it was like 2.5.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's the same format. It'll be uploaded that night, and just 3 in a row.
What's wild is that 5-hour one was probably our most listened to,
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, which is weird.
which is wild. I think I wonder if people like listen to it and they're like, oh, this is so fucking long, and then they had to like
Get out and
do it
listen
again.
to it for multiple hours.
Yeah.
I know our buddy Maserati says that he likes, that's one of his favorite things, is he's always driving for work, and he throws the podcast on every time it comes out. Every week he's always down to listen to the podcast, and he says that he starts and stops it 100 times so that he can make it to the end and throughout the day. So I hear that from a handful of people. Brandon Bass says we will have 2 spots open for go-karts.
Write me down.
Jeff going go-karting.
I beat CJ last time, so
He did. Well,
gotta take
there was a technicality in the main, but
no.
He goes, no.
No, so he was bragging because he had the fastest lap in practice, and I was way back there because my cart was slow. And
it was the other way around.
No, in practice it was you were the fastest.
I
and
had
was
fast lap in the main,
No,
and then they
no,
spread
no.
us out.
No. You had fast lap in practice.
No.
You had fastest in practice, and I was way back in the lineup because everyone else out qualified me, and you're picking on me like, oh, it's just a driver. And then I qualified first, and then you got quiet.
And then what happened? And then in the main, I think. Oh,
And then I
was
just checked out.
He got the start in the main, and Everett was watching, and I came from a ways back.
No, you were third. You were fourth or third.
Fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I ended up almost catching you at the end.
You weren't nowhere near me.
Oh, please. Ask your daddy. Your daddy was watching
Nowhere
it.
near him.
That was
I
that.
was loading up because I
the
didn't.
other
I
go,
mean, I had such a big gap that I really didn't need to
the other
push it
go-kart
anymore.
place was at
Bluffton. It was.
Bluffton. Oh, Ben Elcox was fastest in practice. So your story is wrong.
You were like second fast because I was way back.
Damn, I wish he was fast on
Sorry,
the
Ben.
weekends.
I'm not.
No, I said Ben.
Oh, Ben Elcox, fast on the
Dang.
weekends.
I wish he was fast on the
Dang.
weekend. Yeah.
Dang. Just throwing them out there like that.
Just saying.
I know. I
Just
don't know
saying,
where
just saying.
whoever. I don't know if he was first or if you were first, but I knew I was way back
He
there.
was first.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you say that for me? If you're not first, you're last.
Well, he was just way back there. He wasn't last.
I know, but can you say it for me?
If you're not first, you're last.
Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby. You know what I mean?
First or last.
God damn, that's what I should have done is put together a list of things for you guys to say for me. You know what I mean? Because, y'all's from the South.
Y'all was from the South.
Yeah. So, okay. Unrelated, what do we say that's weird? Don't say bag. Because
Yeah.
Like the O's. No. And
Like what?
I don't talk like that.
like
Or how do you, hang on, wait.
No,
Hey,
I don't talk like that.
say,
Yeah.
say oil.
oil or oil.
However you guys say
I
it.
say oil.
Oil.
Come on, Everett.
I'm one of those people like switch back and forth. Like even like with both.
He's a hybrid.
I say both or both. I switch it up sometimes. Got to leave them guessing.
Having been here for the summer, a couple summers, do you guys go back and sometimes have like a bit of like a Wisconsin whatever? Do people like
He
notice
just
it
said
at all
he
or no?
does.
Well, I mean, have people like said anything?
A little bit. I've heard some comments.
He's definitely less.
I don't think he's affected.
Yeah,
he's
Jeb's
unaffected.
definitely less
I'm a
southern.
crossbreed.
He's a hybrid.
I'm a hybrid.
Well, he is kind of both,
You are right.
His
Nicole,
Mom- Yeah,
his mom's family's from Wisconsin,
Rhinelander.
Was it Washington
What?
Island?
Washington
Yeah.
Island.
Your mom's from Rylander?
Well,
No.
Washington Island. But is it your mom's or your uncle
Yes.
lives in Rhinelander now?
and Green Bay. He's back and forth.
Yeah.
Actually, when we first decided to come up here, we were going to stay with our uncle's Uncle Dick, and I knew you're gonna. I knew it. One of y'all.
I'm professional, bro.
Oh yeah.
So Tito
But
never.
It was. We're gonna stay on his farm, and when we got there, it was where we were gonna park a rig was inside an old potato barn. It was just a steel shed, and
Remember
we're
you
like,
guys
this is
hanging
gonna be
up lights?
Yeah, we had to hang up lights and stuff, but then was it after Antigo they offered us to come stay at their other shop, so we're like, yeah, probably.
Hey, don't be breaking off pieces of a wood on our brand new table.
I think Tito chipped that when he was pushing on it.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. No, it really was not me.
Mike, did you hear that?
It
He
was,
broke
it was really not me.
Teats
It
broke
wasn't me, bro. I'm telling you.
Wasn't you?
I'll take this one for you, Everett.
Take the heat. Take the heat. Take the heat.
So the only reason I ask is because Corey Winter sometimes. It's Corey Winter now. You can hear it whenever he says something. He's like he'll be like, oh yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, or
Yeah,
he'll be,
he lives here a little bit more.
yeah, or when he says no, he's like no. I'm like no, there, guy. Huh?
Guilty. Someone said they're guilty.
Please.
So, you guys may not know, but a lot of our, I'd say a good portion of our listeners on there are all UTV racers. So let's fucking stir the pot a little bit. News to a lot of people. Some may know, some may not know. But as of right now, it sounds like Hoosier Tire out the game.
Oh, they're out.
Out the game. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out.
Got booted.
Get them
Got
out.
boodled.
What do you guys think?
Got boodled. Damn, boys.
What's your outlook?
Yeah, right.
I know you guys are sponsored by them, but
Yeah.
What are you guys doing with Falcon, Kumo?
We're looking for tire sponsors. Motorsports.
BF Goodrich, Michelin.
It is a pretty bittersweet thing. This was my outtake on it. I think Champ could have. Well, I don't think it's said and done, right? So we're all just talking in speculation here.
Stirring the pot.
Yep. Well, we're letting people know things that this is what I hate about Champ. Why is everything a secret?
Yep.
Why is everything a secret? Why is the Yamaha front diff that they make a secret? Why isn't it in the rules that everybody can run it, right? Why is it all like undercover rules that are always getting back out there? So let's just roll it on out so that everyone knows about it. If there's talk going about it,
Yep.
why doesn't, you know what I mean? So the way I look at it is, I think Champ should have probably said, let's put a MSRP cap on tires. I agree. The price of the Hoosier tire at the end of the year was stupid expensive. It was almost up to freaking $300 a tire.
Yep.
For the consumer, absolutely outrageous. We don't even pay that for race truck tires. Why are we paying that for a 27-inch fucking UTV tire? So put a MSRP cap on it, saying that you have to be priced the same or within the wheelhouse of any other readily available UTV tire, right? What ended up, in my opinion, happening was Hoosier realized that they had the dominant tire, which they did. They build race tires. They built a tire that fit the rules, and we all went to it. Did I care? No. I had a sponsor that ultimately paid for my tires when it went to that part, so it didn't really matter to me. Was it easier? Absolutely. We were all on the same tire. It was like running a spec tire. But the hindsight to it was they controlled the market. They got to pick and choose what they wanted to charge. As the tire got more popular, the price just kept going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. From the beginning of the year to the end of the year, they changed like $70. So I think Champ probably could have made it, and or depending on what their decision is, a way to go. We need to let's help the racer. Let's say if this is the way it's going to be, let's make a cap on it. If you want to participate, you want to be involved, you have to be a tire that's priced similar to everybody else. You can't be triple what everyone else is because you have the best tire, and everyone has to run it. The hindsight to what I see happening is that, well, I've heard it from Maxxis. I've heard it from Yokohama. Luckily, Toyo doesn't really care. Toyo doesn't make a UTV tire. They do make one, but it only comes in a 32 and a 35-inch. It's a desert tire. It's not for anything we would ever use it for anyways. So they don't really care that much. But I've heard it from multiple tire manufacturers that say they're just going to not race the sport, because if you look at myself, you look at Cheney, you look at Tyler Rimreed, go down the list of people who race a pro vehicle and a UTV. Well, nobody will take a tire deal right now because Maxxis won't allow you to run a Hoosier. They are 100% against it. I'm sure BFG's in there too, because the Andersons come, and now Ronnie obviously had a Pro R built by Matag and had ran Hoosiers on it. Prior, he was able to run like the radial flat track and be competitive. Well, now you've taken all these other manufacturers out of the game. So why do they even want to participate at all? Because now they have to go to their boss and say, well, we sponsor this guy for this many classes, and one of the classes or two of the classes, he runs X tire, right? So they got to try to tell their boss why we have pictures of a UTV with our stickers on it, and we're paying him, and he's running somebody else's tire. So what they're going to all do is they're just going to start getting rid of all the tire deals. Maxxis already said, you run a Hoosier, you're off the team. That's all there is to it. And the Maxxis people are going, well, what do I do? I'm either not competitive, because Hoosier's the only one that built a tire to fit the rules. Everyone else, they built the rules around tires so that they all fit. Then Hoosier came in afterwards and made a tire that fit the rules, right? And it was ultimately the best tire. And props to them. They built a tire that fit the rules. They build race tires. That's what they do. They built the best tire, and we all went to it. But in the big picture, Hoosiers never sponsored the series. They've never offered contingency. They maybe give tires to 5 teams, I would say, out there. And this year was the first time I openly heard them say that they were giving tires away to some teams. I know they've given Robert Loire tires for quite some time now. He was the first one to kind of go to it. So you look at what their return is in the sport, right? 0, maybe 2%. And then you go to manufacturers like Yokohama, Toyo, Maxxis, BF Goodrich, all these tires, Cooper, Kenda, all these tires that have trackside support are dumping money into the series. They're dumping money into teams to help them get them to the track. They're dumping money into the industry to grow the industry. Well, these companies want to leave because they're just hard. UTVs have become such a big part of off-road racing, whether it's desert, whether it's short course, doesn't matter what. UTVs are 50% of it now, right? And when all these other tire manufacturers can't play anymore, they're going to get pissed off, and they're going to say, either I'm done and we're not sponsoring all these people and my boss isn't about it no more, or we got to figure out a way to make our tire more competitive.
What Eli just said was what I was just about to ask is then, okay, like you said, is Maxxis doesn't...
Because the rules say, the first rule in the tire rule says no specifically built race tires.
In the tire thing?
That's the first rule in
okay,
UTV tires.
okay.
So we could all these manufacturers could go build a tire to compete against it, right? But it's not like here we are in Pro 4, right? Running the elite class of all of it.
Yeah.
And we have to run a DOT tire.
Yeah.
So why are we running entry class races with project tires?
Well, and I get that maybe that initial thought was affordability as far as like DOT goes, right? So,
right.
So I
I'm
get
a
that.
little behind on some of the comments, so I'm going to listen and read at the same time.
But my thing then is like, okay, so I get running a DOT. You can't get a tire that's specifically built for it. But you also have to realize then that Pro 2, Pro 4, Pro Light, Pro Spec, even Buggy, those tires are different than what UTV tires are. So is it fair to say that those rules should be different for UTV? Because it is a different vehicle at the end of the day. Is that it is a utility vehicle, and it is not essentially a truck chassis. It is a utility vehicle, right?
Yep.
So it should be fair to say then that you should be able to use UTV tires, or that tires like Maxxis or anybody else, Cooper, will then should build tires for that, because at the end of the day, it is a good opportunity for them to do that and for them to be used like that. So I think then it's fair to say, right, that rule should be gone for UTV, applying to UTV.
Wait, what? That it can't be a specific built race tire?
Yes.
Well, a race tire costs money. That's why they all did it, right? They're trying to go away from it. Majority of these companies make a tire already. They all make a UTV tire, but they make a UTV tire that someone can go trail ride with.
Yeah.
Not saying you can't trail ride with a Hoosier, but they only make, the biggest they make is a 30. And most people run a 30 or a 32 or a 35 on anything. And they're softer than anything that you're going to get. And the carcass of it isn't built like a standard like tire that you're going to go. It's not like one that you're going to go trail ride through the woods and sticks and rocks and all that. It's built to race on.
Well, the only thing I see with what y'all saying about Hoosier not being a UTV, it's a race tire, right? Well, with the rules say you have to run a UTV tire, technically the snow tires, like for instance, the only one that makes a UTV tire that's not a snow tire is Maxxis that I know of, or maybe
MRT makes a snow tire that's
correct.
a UTV tire.
Now, like people like Yokohama, Hankook,
right? But it doesn't say the rule of UTV tires gone. That's not a rule anymore. It doesn't say it has. For a couple of years, it said it had to be a UTV tire.
Understand.
Right? So that's where that came from.
Well, the only reason why I'm saying this is because at the end of the day, nobody's going to buy a snow tire to go trail riding with. I feel like we should only run UTV tires at the end of the day. If you want to kick Hoosier out of the game, I feel like they should kick the snow tires out of the game, because it's not a UTV tire. It's a
car tire.
It's a car tire. Mm-hmm. So honestly, if you say you kick snow tires out the game, the only manufacturers left would be Maxxis and MRT. So
I think there's a lot. Kenda makes one. Kenda makes one.
There's a couple more.
Toyo makes one. It's bigger, but maybe it would make these companies make a tire that's readily available for everybody.
But then once again, with the Hoosier being in it, Hoosier being the most competitive tire, they're going to have to make a tire anyway to keep up with Hoosier. So at the end of the day, whether you say only UTV tire or any tire, some brands, some manufacturers still have to catch up to that game. Because if you're going to kick out the Hoosier for being a race tire and not a UTV tire that you can sell to the market, I don't think that the snow tires should run either.
You're right. I don't care if snow tires leave either. I mean, I think the best way to do it is when we ran side-by-side sports, we didn't have no tire bullshit ever. And we ran UTV tires only. We put a tread depth on it. We had rules on it so that basically you could run 70% of the UTV tires out there. You could go buy a fucking O-Bar or all them different manufacturers that are only UTV tires now.
Right.
You could go buy all those and be readily competitive. And make a difference.
What makes it a UTV tire?
Something that you can go trail ride with. It says UTV, you can go trail ride with.
And
it's multi-purpose, multi-terrain. I mean,
so that makes it be an all-terrain, or does it say UTV tire on the side?
Yeah, it says it's a UTV tire.
So Hoosier makes a chain link tire that says UTV on the side.
Right, but it doesn't meet tread depth or durometer of any rules.
All right, but their bite does.
Right, but their bite, I get it. I understand. They built a tire.
You can argue both sides of it. You can argue both sides
of it.
And I'm just going both ways, right? I understand. Hoosier did it right. They built a tire to fit the rules, right? That's what their ultimate goal was. But at the end of the day, now the series is losing sponsors over it, and so are other drivers. So you have to do something. If Hoosier's not willing to give drivers contingency, I don't know if it was an offer or not, or kick back into it, where do you draw the line? If you're not willing to give back into the industry and you own the market and you continue to raise your price of your tire, where do you draw the line? At what point do you go, either you have to make it cheaper or you have to give back somewhat because you're chasing away other companies?
I don't disagree with that.
I thought the best thing out of the gate was MSRP price.
I think maybe some others should catch up.
But I've been in the UTV industry since 2016, and I'll tell you why not a single one wants to catch up. Because nobody in a consumer market runs anything smaller than a 30-inch tire. How many people other than me and Kyle Chaney did you see out there on a 30-inch tire? Nobody. They were all on 27s. So to make a 27, you talk to any manufacturer, they say, I can't sell them. I can't sell them. I sell however many Champ guys there are. They each buy about 2 or 3 sets, and that's what I sell in a year. Because I can't sell them to the market. They're not actually a trail ride tire. Nobody buys a 27-inch tire to go trail riding, right? That's why they can't justify the price or justify the mold to build it. They all race like Kenda said they stopped making them, though. I don't know if Kenda did or not. I would guess Kenda didn't sell any by the end, but.
So you agree that most people that use tires for racing ain't going to use that same tire for trail riding or vice versa? Like you're saying, like a trail riding tire, Well,
anyone other than short course. If you don't race short course.
Desert, correct. But we're talking about Champ, which is short course.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, because Hoosier built something to the rules, right? Yeah. And then now people are saying, oh, it's a race tire, blah, 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 blah. Well, who's going to run a trail riding tire in a short course? So at the end of the day, it's whoever makes the best tire for the rules.
Manufacturer, right? If there's a manufacturer that makes a tire that's across the board and is invested in the industry, makes it a little bit easier to justify making more than one size, making more than anything, right? Like I don't think it has to do with Hoosier's tire specifically.
Yeah.
And what they built. I think it more or less had to do with their involvement in the sport, the cost of the tire, and what their kickback was in the industry. You know what I mean?
Well,
I think that's where the ultimate thing was, is we were all buying them. There's maybe a handful of guys getting maybe a handful of guys, a little more, getting free tires. Everyone else was buying them at you talk to, I know a ton of dealers that even tell you that they don't even give the dealers a good price on them. They don't give the dealers a good retail or a cost on them. So the dealers were only selling them for, you ask I'm not going to ask any or point any people out, but there's a handful of racers in our sport, obviously, right, that own a dealership that sell Hoosier tires. They say unless they're going to mark them up where people aren't going to buy them, they ain't making $10 off a tire. So they don't even want to deal with them because they got to pay to get them shipped.
Right.
And by the time they pay to get them shipped, the dealer that I worked with, we drove and picked them up because it was the only way we could make it for under $250 a tire. And I don't even know if it was at the end of the day by the time you put fuel in it and everything else going back and forth. But just the cost, I think, was the initial thing that was making everybody mad, and then the give back after that.
Yep. I just asked Ken to Mike if they make a UTV race tire, and he goes, "We do not make a racer only UTV tire."
I guess
Right.
So-
I may sound like a dum-dum here.
Yeah.
But
We like
what
to
is-
hear all sides.
What is the downside to just opening up like a full-blown tire war in UTV?
And then, then he goes, all of our tires are race tires, bitch.
Get the mic, baby.
Expect nothing less.
He's like, hey man, listen, we make those tires for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put it in the pavement.
I think they did that because, one, it kicked when it was open in the beginning. There was only 2 manufacturers, nobody else. It goes back to how do you get the reason. I guess a perfect example is ask Champ why they went to DOTs. They're gonna tell you they went DOTs because it was the easiest way to get the most tire manufacturers involved. The more manufacturers you have, the more money you can bring into the industry.
Competition.
We all know that, right? Whether it's UTVs, trucks, anytime you have manufactured backing in a sport, the sport's growing, in my opinion, right? If you got legit manufacturer backing of some sort, maybe multiple different industries of it, it grows. When Pro 4, Pro 2 ran projects, we were down to 2 companies. They were the only ones that wanted to make projects because you can't sell them. You can't sell it like a UTV tire, like when they were running like the Chain Link and like the Maxxis had a flat track something too. They're very hesitant about selling them to people because they don't meet any of the safety requirements to run them down the trail, to run them down the road, to do any of that. So they don't want you selling them. It was the same thing with Project Pro 4 tires. It cost them money to build them, and if you sponsored anybody, you usually gave them away for free.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you're going to run a project, you usually gave them away for free. So it was a double-edged loss. You had to pay to make them, and you had to give them away for anybody to run them. Well, by getting DOTs involved, they already make them. They're already tires that they make. You still had to give them away. You still sponsored people. But you were you were promoting a tire that the consumer can go buy. Look at all the Geolander commercials. Look at the Toyo commercials. Look at the Kenda commercials. Look at all these commercials that were built off of race trucks now having a DOT tire on it. Look at all the manufacturers that we got. Not that we have a ton right now, but we have BFG to some extent, Yokohama, Maxxis, Toyo, Kenda, Falcon was kind of in and out. I think that radar, however the fuck you say it, is still in a little bit because I think Millhausen runs them yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Hankook.
Hankook. And then what is Chris Vandenelsen?
Oh,
Nexon.
Nexon tire.
Right, Nexon Tire. So there's all these companies that were able to get involved because it was a readily available, over-the-counter, let's call it, tire that was made in all these sizes, right?
Yep.
So that's what I think that they're trying to figure out what's the right way to go with UTVs. If you open it up, we go back to Project Pro 4 racing. Maxxis makes one, and Toyo and Hoosier makes one. Nobody else is going to compete.
I guess I didn't like really. So first of all, it's great to know like opening it up like as far as that aspect goes, but I mean like, you know, it's hard to sell the 27s, right? Is what they're saying. So,
Yeah, nobody buys them.
And the 27s are legal though, correct?
In Champ.
In Champ. So
Any 27 is legal.
So why not then just make it where it's just 30s then?
You could.
Because then, like I said, then it opens up Maxxis and it opens up all these other tires, and it solves the problem.
And
of
also now Hoosier can make a recreational tire that they can sell for trail riding.
Yeah,
well.
maybe.
See, then I feel
Eli
like-
Kramer
well,
said the same
yeah,
thing.
I was-
Make a minimum 30-inch tire rule.
That's what I think. I don't think Hoosier's a problem. I think, to be
I don't
honest,
think either.
I
It's-
think it's a rule problem at the moment, just because.
But
Hoosier, I mean, everyone else had the same ability to make a tire to fit the rules, and Hoosier did it best.
Right.
You can't hate the player, hate the game.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I agree with that.
Is that Hoosier? Hats off! Congratulations to them for making a
100%.
tire.
They got me to buy tires
and
from them.
benefiting off of it.
Yep.
Good for you for doing that.
Yep.
Right.
But you fucked it over. No.
And I say the same thing. Hats off to Hoosier. They made a great tire, right?
That's capitalism, baby.
They made a great
That's
tire.
what that is.
They took over the industry. Great job. You did what you were supposed to do. But that recreational tire, I don't know where you can buy it. Hoosier did release one at SEMA. They had it at PRI last year, but I don't know where you can get it. I don't know how you buy it.
I think it's still in the
I think
Can't yet.
you can't buy it yet. I think it'll come in like a 32,
but
and it's not the race tire. It's got a different tread pattern. It's got different sidewalls.
correct. It's an actual recreational
It's an
tire.
actual recreational
Which
tire.
Would be, say, if another brand made a UTV tire, it would be more fair, right? It'd be closer.
It would be
if they
that tire would be
correct.
really close to something else.
Correct.
But a good point I think Shannon had on here is maybe it's time we go, all right, let's go across the board. What's the smallest tire any UTV comes with right now? A 30-inch tire.
29 or 30.
29 or 30. Why are we even allowing a tire smaller?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why.
Yep.
That's why I was asking. I was like, maybe
that's the right way.
maybe
I don't
that's why
know.
I said
And this is
maybe
me
I'm a
thinking out
dum
loud.
here. Like maybe I'm dumb here, but why are we going smaller than that if you can't sell it? You know what I mean? Why are you making it legal? And I get it, maybe for racing purposes. You know what I mean? Or like smaller tire, you get like this is a good ideal size to get you around fast enough. But it's like, yeah, but we're also trying to incorporate everyone else that's a part of it. Like you said, man, Maxxis is getting
Toyo.
a little pissy with like. Other people, which is understandable. You know what I mean? You want your driver to race Maxxis if they're from one class to another.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, well then let's satisfy everybody else because Hoosier took full advantage of it and then moved to a 30. And I guess that's a question for you, Jeb, and CJ. Then is what would be the downside to then moving to a minimum of 30? I guess
really
what's the
would- I mean,
downside?
There really wouldn't
There
be.
really wouldn't
Set
be,
up. It'd take time to learn them.
It would be a setup change. I mean, other than that, not much.
Yeah, and maybe that's the way they need to go is make Hoosier run the recreational tire, right?
Because I mean, already a lot of people run 30s still. I mean, like you still run you run 30s
I run
on the Pro
30s.
RR.
I run 30s on my
and
short.
Some people run them on the X3s.
I run them on my XP 1000
and the XP 1000, yeah.
which is NA. Maybe that's the way to go is start looking at what's produced out there. And like every Ranger, every XP 1000, every whatever comes with 30s on it for the most part now. So it'd be a lot easier for me to go to a company and say, I need a tire that is a 30 that's competitive, right? They can make a tire that is recreational safe, meets all the standards. I think that's the difference right now between the Hoosier and everything else is like a brand X that makes DOT tires, really big company, right? Their tires that they release meet all the ratings and safety ratings to go down the trail, to go down the highway, whatever a user wants to do with it, it's covered, right? The sidewalls for speed, all that stuff, where I don't know that Hoosier, they don't give a shit about that. They ain't trying to sell to them. They're trying to win races, right? That's their goal. So
And for the rules, the way they made their tire, they seem to make that work.
Right. So maybe with the recreational one,
Because I mean, we talked to Hoosier, and they want to get more involved with the recreational side, to put more of their tires on trail ride machines. And like I said, they're coming out with what 35, the 32, and I mean they have the 30 already. And maybe make it more towards the trail riding aspect. Make it more like a DOT for all brands. So
right. If we're running DOT and Pro 4, why not make us run DOT and UTV?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are we taking the most elite classes, Pro 2, Pro 4, and making us run an over-the-counter tire? And then we're going in entry-level classes and we don't have to. Maybe, and a lot of the rules last year have been going more towards pro truck rules, right? A lot of the rules, the door rules, the roof rules, the seat location rules. Every year, it seems like they've been figuring out ways to implement more of the truck rules to be more broad across the board. Going, this is what we're doing for these guys. Maybe we should be doing the same thing.
And if Hoosier would make a recreational tire that you raced, they'd be more prone to sponsor the series so they can sell that tire.
So they can sell
to
that
the
tire
average
to
viewer.
consumers.
Right
to
now,
consumers
they're
that
only
want to go trail
I mean,
riding.
right now they're only selling the racers, so they don't need to really advertise them, which is why they don't sponsor the series already.
Exactly.
Maybe if they would make a recreational tire that they can run and still be competitive, then they would want to put the money to sponsor the series, and then we wouldn't have to.
And I think
they would be a supporter then,
Yeah, and I think it all goes back to kind of along the lines you said in the beginning is like snow tires. Before the Hoosier was legal, we all ran snow tires, right? Had to have snow tires. You couldn't run a UTV tire either because we allowed snow tires.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we did side-by-side sports, we didn't allow snow tires. And we didn't have I'll tell you straight up, we didn't have no people complaining about tires. People ran Ciros from fucking 10 years ago and were competitive on them, right? Not saying that the Ciro's the way to go, but there was people on Ciros. There was people on MRTs. MRT made a DOT compound and a race compound. We didn't allow the race compound. We only allowed the DOT compound and so on and so forth. So, and I think Hoosier built the tire because if they would have came out with a tire that was closer to a DOT standard, they were going to get beat by snow tires, right? So we needed to build something that's as competitive of a snow tire or if not better. Well, if we axed them all out, get them out,
Get them out.
get them out,
Get them out.
and we started from the beginning of like, this is going to be the standard, and we all went by the same rules on what the standard was, then maybe it would help keep everybody happy, right? Hoosier could build a recreational style tire as far as carcass, everything else. They can promote it to the trail rider. Toyo can build one. Yokohama, like all these companies that already have them. I know last year, and I know I guarantee he's probably not watching, but Kyle Chaney tested 4 or 5 different. Who said that?
Me. I was like, Jesus Christ.
4 or 5 different off-brand tires that we just heard of throughout the years. Like System 3 came out with a nice-looking like KOH tire. That Obaro, I think it's Obaro.
Obar, something like that.
Obar came out with a UTV tires.
30-inch. We tried them at Durhamtown one time.
Yeah, 30-inch tires. So all these other companies did it or make them now, and he went and tried a bunch of them and said that a lot of them were pretty dang good,
but not as good as the.
Not as good as a Rockzilla.
Oh, right.
We're talking about in a desert form. But there's a lot of these companies, is where I'm going with it, that may have a tire that's competitive by us if we were all on the same, like, if we were all running a 30 and it all had to be a 30 at a minimum and we all had to be on a DOT-style tire, maybe it would do a lot like the Pro 4s and Pro 2s did, and it would get some of these companies involved, and it would be a lot easier to go get a tire deal.
And then for companies just like DOT tires, you can use it on the Pro 4 and on your daily truck. Same thing. You can race with it, and then next day go trail ride with it. You can't really do that with the 27 Hoosier bike.
27-inch anything.
Or, 27-inch Saros. I mean.
Right. I mean, even before that, when Maxxis imported snow tires, they were a 26.5-inch. We raced with them. That was it. They're fucking pointless. What are you two fucking barking about?
Who?
Me? You and that one right there.
I'm sitting here thinking where I was like, well, first of all, okay, it's like, let's say, what I'm thinking is Maxxis.
You tell me what you're thinking. We're waiting to hear what you're thinking, Tito.
Let's say
You've
you
been
open
pretty quiet.
Let's say you open it up, right? Like 30 inches is then like the minimum rule, right?
Yep.
Well, all this white guys, get them out.
How bad is it going to suck if somebody's like, oh yeah, so like let's say hypothetically Mickey Thomas, right? For some reason gets in UTV and he races Maxxis UTVs, and then how bad would that suck if that
Maxxis
tire
makes a UTV?
makes a UTV tire? It's like how bad would that suck if that tire was just ass? You know what I mean? We're like, oh, it does good Pro 2, but then their UTV tire was just ass. And you're like, fuck. Like, did all this work to ensure.
That's how it is right now.
And make
That's why everyone's on Hoosiers.
That's why everyone's on Hoosiers.
Because the Max's tire is ass. I'll say it. Shit, man. That tire's ass.
He goes, I'll say it.
But the reason I made a funny face was because, like, we're already talking about 27-inch race tires, right? Which is already hard enough to sell. And it's such, obviously just seems like such a specific tire. And then you've got 26 and a half, and you're like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're just making it such a dumb, unique tire. Like, fucking.
They are, and you can't even. You can sell them to people driving their fucking mom's Civic down the road. If it's a 26-inch or 27-inch snow tire, the only people willing to take your takeoffs are driving a rusted out Civic down the fucking freeway.
Who's making? First of all, watch it. Okay.
Hey, they're not part of the fake taxi crew, so you're good.
Who's making these choices? You know what I mean? Who's like, yeah, we should do a 27-inch tire, and then it don't sell.
The sport has brought this.
Why 27 though? Like,
because they used to come with 27s.
It used to be that way.
That used to be when every UTV came with a 27-inch tire on it.
And then times change.
And now it's got 30s and 32s and 35s.
Yeah. I don't know anything that comes, other than a YXZ, comes with, I think, a 29.
Yeah, they come with 29 or 28.
So
they're 29. They don't make a 29.
The thought
is the smallest tire I know is a 29. It's any fucking UTV that you buy.
So the thought of adapting is just fucking wild.
Right? Changing with the times. No fucking shit.
Christ.
Yep.
No shit.
27s, get them out.
Get them out.
Get them out.
But this is also what happens when you run 2 series with the same employees.
Hey.
Damn, Jeff, keep us
Hey,
like
welcome back. Welcome back, referee. Goddamn, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Jesus.
Put my poke in there.
Put your 2 cents in there.
Put your 2 cents in there.
2 cents in there.
Well, goddamn, sounds like we kind of solved the whole issue. You know what I mean? Look at how long that took. That
took 40 minutes.
One night, 40-minute discussion.
Chip is in writing the notes down right
A
now.
couple drinks in hand.
Yeah, with some Tito's and water. You know what I mean? Old man Boodle here.
Yeah, figured it out.
Yeah.
Solved the problem.
Tito's and water.
Tito's and water. Oh,
Tito's. Tito's and water.
Tito's and water.
Tito's
So
and
with
water.
that going forward, so right, 30-inch tires next year, Jet Boodle, right? 30-inch tires
He'll
race
have
next
some
year.
30s for sure.
So what's the plan for next year then? How are you gonna mop up Mr. CJ next year?
How you smacking them around?
How you smacking around? What you gonna do, man?
Well, we plan to do some testing in the off-season, of course, at Durhamtown. Hopefully we can get a little faster, tune on the setup a little bit more. And like I said, that's what we kind of lacked in last year was just setup just because we didn't get the test time we would have liked. But other than that, just making laps, turning laps, trying to get those cars faster. And we're also a little heavy with the cars we ran this year.
What's wrong with that?
Going to try to,
So what's wrong with that?
You're not heavy.
You can make it happen. You can make it work, bro.
You ruffle some feathers on the weekly.
So maybe try to,
Well, not
Try
weekly,
to
lately.
lose some of that, huh?
yeah, try to lose some of that, whether it's on the treadmill or with the chassis.
Yep.
one of the
less.
two. But no, I mean just working on the cars we have now and trying to get faster.
What are you gonna do? Oh, damn. Last question then. What are you gonna do personally, physically, then, to be able to kind of get ready for next year? Are you gonna be kind of pumping the iron? Or are you gonna be
I'm trying to get
Are you gonna be at the beach with the babes? Like what's up, man? I'm sure Mr. Boodle wants to be a grandpa. So, I mean, you need to be able to
He said no.
All right, maybe not, but still, you gotta be. You know what I mean?
I need to get a weight set up at a weight room thing at my house. I need to do that. That's on my to-do list.
You know what they say, man? Curls for the girls, right? That's what you need to be doing.
He's all wifed up, bro.
I tell you. Wait, are you really?
You're wifed up?
You got a girlfriend?
He's been wifed up forever. Hey, what's your... Oh, never mind. He don't even have it.
You don't have Snapchat?
I'm not cool enough for that.
Dog, come on, man.
Maybe one day.
Do you play Minecraft?
I had
does.
like the 2-week phase a couple weeks ago.
does, for
so.
sure.
FaZe
But
Clan?
Huh?
I said FaZe Clan?
FaZe Clan, he says.
The 2-week Minecraft phase hit me about a couple weeks ago. So but I'm done with that now.
What do you
That's
do?
in the past.
What do you do in your spare time? Do you play video games? Do you golf? Do you?
Well,
You know.
at night I racing a little bit, but other than that,
That's it.
work on cars and work for him.
Damn. Oh. Got it.
If I ain't working on cars or working for him, I'm either playing iRacing or maybe sleeping.
Oh, okay. So, true racing nerd.
Yep.
That's cool, man.
I like it. I like it.
I like that. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
What do you think you need to work on for next year then? Overall, racing wise.
You need to memorize your sponsors. You know what I mean?
That would help. I don't have to hold up that sign
Yeah,
anymore.
dude, your poor family, bro. Every time, man.
I wish I
My
had
sister
one of
with
those
the
signs.
board.
Dude, I
yeah.
wish I had one
Somebody,
of those.
man, like
So
I'd be sitting there
easy.
filming it. It was such a trip because then, like, I'd see movement on the bottom of my eye, and I'd look, and there's just a little person down there, like, holding the sign out, and I'd never see it. I'd
Why
be
do
curious.
you gotta call him a little person?
Because they're like squatted down, and they're like this.
you
And I-
squat down like that too when you're taking film.
Bro, even when I squat, I ain't small, man.
He said it. You heard it. He said it.
But no, I got,
So what do you- yeah,
so
what-
we got. I
yeah.
got that idea of the billboard from, was it the 2023 Fall Cup? Robert Lawar, one of his pit crew guys, were holding up a T-shirt. I'm like, that's a really good idea because I forget. So I was like, I need one of those for next year.
Honestly, I thought it was great, man. Remember the first time I saw it? What's up? What are you doing? You got a question?
Yeah.
What?
Who do you think can squat who?
Huh?
Oh,
Do
this
you
is good
think-
for both of these guys.
This is for both of you. Do you think Tito could squat Jeffrey, or do you think Jeffrey could squat Tito? We're back to it.
Well, he has a little bit of a disadvantage when it comes to who he's picking up.
Why? What you mean?
What you mean? We need answers.
Yeah, he's playing
What do you think, Dad? What do you think?
Yeah, pass the mic. Hey, man, what you think, though? For real.
Come on, Tito's in water. No, don't look at him. It's him and him.
I'm going with him.
He can
You
squat
think
Tito.
Jeffrey could squat Tito?
Before he can pick him up,
No,
squat him.
I say we
Wait,
bet.
why?
Hey,
Squat.
Thank you.
I say we do a $1
physically,
bet. I say
physically that person, not that much weight, not on dumbbells or on a freaking bench bar, nothing. That person,
with the person.
Yeah.
wiggly,
Fireman carry,
fucking,
and then squat
So,
down and squat back up.
How we settle this right now, we do a $5 bet between me and him, and they do it right here. They try it right here.
we've been wanting to try it for a long time. It just hasn't
We
happened.
need to buy some mats.
I'm taking
Yeah.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
That could be like a special episode.
His thing too is we're old, right? So we probably got to get a little warm up in, right? Before
They're
we,
gonna be wearing
before
that
we do
Mike Tyson fucking stretchy
Yeah,
knees.
yeah. I'm gonna squat down. I'm gonna look like Mike Tyson.
I'm gonna wear his locker room
Y'all
apparel.
need some gloves to buy.
It's
you know?
locker room.
Dude, something. I need a fucking
Hey,
mouth guard.
Did any of you guys watch the Tyson fight?
I did.
Did you?
I did. You guys?
Did you guys see Tyson's ass?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck was going on?
Somebody's
casually walks off.
Somebody's like my dad on the weekends.
But no, I squatted 485 yesterday.
Dang, that's like half a Tito.
What the fuck is this guy?
All right. You know what?
Out of left field. Oh, Jeffrey can squat Tito, but not the other way around.
Jeffrey.
No one has faith in you,
Well,
brother.
that's the thing,
I agree
though.
with that.
My
I
legs
agree
are
with
bigger
that.
than Jeffrey.
We
Don't
can
matter.
Well,
What?
It's because they're bigger. It's because
I mean,
He carries more weight around. He's
Exactly.
strength training every day.
exactly. That's what surprises me.
that's like you saying, "Oh, my arms are bigger and I could lift more than you."
Well, he probably
You
could. He's
probably
got bigger
can.
arms.
No, he's saying he's saying
Tito's.
if his arms are bigger than Jeffrey, he's saying, "Oh, I could lift more than you, Jeffrey."
But my arms are not bigger than
Yeah,
him.
but you don't lift with your arms. You
Yeah,
lift with your legs.
your arms are bigger than mine, and you can lift more than mine.
How much
More
can you
than me.
squat right now?
Right now,
You, bitch.
you easy.
he goes, "You easy."
No,
Yes,
guarantee it.
yes.
I seen you on the.
You realize I carry more than you weigh, right?
We're buying mats next week.
Yes.
We're buying mats.
When we get a paycheck
Chat,
coming,
we're finishing this
when we
next
get
week.
when we get a
Live
paycheck in,
back here in the background.
Yep.
We're squatting.
Why don't we get them the little sumo outfit so they look like Mike Tyson?
There we go.
what
we
was
would
it,
have to go outside for that.
what was it when it was like a little? You're inside of a floaty, and what are they called? You don't know about them?
If Tito imagined Jeffrey as a beer, he probably could. All right, we're going to get some chat bets going. How much money can we raise for Tito to squat Jeffrey? Let's go. Right here. We got $20. Tito can't do it right now. We got 20.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It says,
Not right right now. I'm telling you right now, bro.
$50. We got $50. We got $50.
We got
70.
I would get down on my hamstrings and be like, hey, man, you are 34. I'm like, and I'd fucking fall, bro, and I'd kill us both.
Well, I'm 37.
Cody Jones says UTVs can't change gearing like trucks. Well, guess what, Cody Jones? Every fucking UTV comes with a 29-inch tire or bigger.
Hey, Cody.
That's what they're built for.
Yeah, right. Hey, Cody Jones, get with it, man.
Someone said with us be on Flow Sports.
Followed by how do we find it on Flow Sports?
You know what? This is we could make something of this, Jeffrey. A Tito versus Jeffrey stuff.
We probably can't make 20 and 40 million, but maybe 20 and $40.
Like a pros versus Joes kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, bro.
Yeah, pros versus Joes.
You're the pro?
Jeffrey, people want to see you in the camera. We want to see your reaction right now. No one's got to see your face as we're just gaslighting you.
I'm boxing 30-second rounds.
Jeffrey versus Tito boxing match would go crazy.
30-second rounds?
30-second rounds?
2 30-second rounds.
20-ounce gloves.
4 30-second rounds.
Just sock them, Bob.
Only pillows. With only white feather pillows.
Yeah, there we go. I'm lightheaded right now, bro.
Pillow fight right now. Right here, right now.
Goddamn, I'm a
Pillow
pass
fight
out.
to the death.
Ooh,
To the death.
I like that. So, I guess should we get to our couple clips of the day and then
Yep.
we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up with our clips of the day.
Wrap it before we tap it.
Wrap it before we tap it. After you hunt it, you stuff it. So we might as well watch this.
Bam. Just
And,
like Jake Kosmicki.
Yep. And there's Johnny Holter. It was Cougar Country last week.
So I figured we'd do a couple clips. We got a couple Baja clips, but we're gonna do a UTV clip here because what I want to know is we're gonna watch a couple of these coming from Jeb Bootle and coming from CJ. What I want to know is what did these guys do wrong? Okay.
All right.
So we're gonna watch this first clip here and go ahead and play it.
Oh, it's presented by YouTuber.
Presented by YouTuber. He's a fellow camera guy from out west. So
Sweet.
this is a confirmation.
He started, but he ain't got no fucking wheel on it. He didn't say
All right, what this guy do wrong here?
you see, he hit that big hole too fast.
Hey, when in doubt, throttle out. I don't think he throttled out.
Yeah, I don't think he throttled out either. And his shock's not good. Below par. Oh, I can pause it.
I knew that one's coming.
So
I wanted to say something, and I was going to say, what did they do wrong? They brought a YXZ to the desert. That's the first fucking thing you did wrong.
Hit J, it goes back 10 seconds.
Should have got all our
Jeffrey.
backs.
So K is to pause, J is to go back 10 seconds. So there
Write
you go.
that down
and then
as the second time I've ever heard Jeffrey or Tito teach Jeffrey something.
and then hit K, and it's you'll pause and play it. Okay. So if you hit K, there you go.
Yeah, this guy, he just went through the bumps too fast. Not getting good. Okay, pause. So before this ever even started, what was the first thing that ran through your mind, Everett?
A YXZ in the whoops.
In a stock one. It looks pretty well stocked besides the point.
At least a little bit of shock to it.
Here's a
or
good
like
question.
long travel.
What size tires have they got on right now?
At least 30s. I bet the one on the left,
The Yamaha?
the Polaris has 32s on it, and the Yamaha I bet has 29s on it.
I think the 28 and a half myself.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's not legal.
I bet those are maxes.
It's not legal.
Not legal.
All right, go
All right.
play it. See what happens here.
Oh, huckabuck. Oh, doink.
Holy fuck.
Double.
What do you tell your wife at that
I think
point?
those are 30s for sure.
That looks like
You don't. They got expensive. See? You told us that. You ain't Jet Blue. That guy, I think he saved it.
Not Jeb Bootle style.
Oh, no.
Oh, what's going
Yeah,
on?
here's another one. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Damn, wait, is that on the thing?
No, they coming for you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that was Mitch Guthrie Jr. Right here. That gave him the over ski. Oh, that guy took back off. Oh, no.
The drive of shame, man.
What did this guy do wrong? I don't know how he lost his wheel. That's what he did wrong. He tried to not go in the ruts. Oh, Jesus. That was a big hole. Part of the desert problem, if you try to be that guy that's going to be better than the ruts and, like, crawl inside of them, you're usually going to roll over. You're better off just to set it in the ruts and commit. Hear that? Commit. Trying to go underneath the once again.
This guy was flow with it.
Is that the man, right?
Oh, this guy.
Ruined the camera. We'll do a couple more here. The Baja clips.
Yeah, that guy had it. That guy
had
had
it
it saved. He's got it. Wait, what?
Hey,
Oh,
he did it
yeah.
He did it right.
He did it right. Traveled it out. That's the same section at the Mint. I think pretty sure that was at the Mint, and they wadded up a lot of shit that day, that weekend. This guy never stopped turning. He still turned to the right.
Counter steer.
Oh, he's turning right there. Counter steering right now.
Yeah, look at that.
All right, we'll do one more,
A little
Jeffrey.
late to the party.
All right.
I like
Last
the
one. Oh, same section. Same section.
Oh, he made it.
Yeah, that was the same section. Right here, same section again.
I like how it's all the same thing.
Damn.
There must just be like a couple big ones in
All right,
there.
last one. Hopefully this works.
This is a work race. Yeah.
All right, let's go
Had
to
talent, she gone.
let's go to the Baja one.
What one?
The whatever one I guess is up first.
Okay.
All right, boys. So what did this guy do wrong here? We'll go ahead and see the replay here in a
Okay.
second.
Oh, I've seen this
So
one already.
this guy lives.
I saw this one. This was just last weekend.
Yep.
Class 1 car.
So as a driver, why did that happen?
It could be two reasons. I mean, shock setup, or you let off the gas over the jump and then nosedive.
Okay, just from being from desert experience, I would say he was going too fast when he hit a G out. Like you're coming up, and you could see that there's a shelf there. We can all see that the car's lower than the track there, than the surface that the camera's getting filmed on, because he dips away. And most of the time, they're going too fast, and they hit that G out, and it bottoms out. And when it bottoms out,
It rebounds so fast.
it
Preloads and
Yep, and then it gives you the kick off the end.
All right,
So he would have had to just check up for it and let the car settle and kind of do its thing and then hop off of it. And he tried to hit her
Wide
Tito
open.
style.
Yep.
flat-footed, baby.
One style.
Tito style, and didn't happen. That's probably what was going to happen to Tito.
Damn right, no pullout. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Damn, I had this sticker inside my hoodie the whole time.
This guy dies here. So no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Everett.
Same
man.
spot.
Yeah,
Same jump.
same spot though. So why is this guy's
Same reason.
Why is this different though? This guy wrecks.
even get to see the
I didn't see it.
So you see the replay here in a hot second. All right, here we go.
Same thing. It bottomed out,
Bottom out, it rebounds.
and he stuck the bumper
But why does he roll sideways and why didn't he?
because he skipped off the bumper. The other one was past the bumper and stuck and went forward.
Okay.
This one stuffed the bumper like he almost had it, and then it turned sideways and caught and started rolling. Same spot. This view shows a little bit better that the truck G'd out right, boom, there. So whatever there is, it must be super cupped out.
Yeah.
And it's actually they're hitting the tail on the track and then giving them the huckabuckarooski.
So what do you? Okay, last question here. We're gonna review this. What do you guys do, both you drivers, when hold on, I'll show you. When this happens.
Clench your butt cheeks.
Right. Okay. That's right. This happens. What do you do right now?
You clench your butt cheeks.
Do you ever scream? Or you're like Jeb?
In my mind, you go, oh crap.
do you say oh crap or do you say oh
No,
shit?
like
oh,
it's just
shit?
in your mind because you don't have enough time to say
I
that.
done fucked up, Daddy.
Yeah. I'm
By
fine with
the time you say it, it's already done and happened.
Jeb probably said, "My dad's gonna kill me."
Yeah, that's usually what goes through my mind.
when you're rolling like that, are you just like, oh fuck you, Matty V?
All right. That's
Yeah.
your,
So
that's your clip of the
those are
week.
just some of the
it's
clips
Pete.
of the week.
It's
I got.
screw
I
you,
got,
Pete.
I
That's
got
my
one
shot guy.
question beforehand.
I'm just kidding, Pete. We love you.
Okay, we're ready. We're ready past a little bit, but
Wait, there's a few questions.
Senior.
So,
how you feeling about the new rule of having open
Like
chassis?
anybody-
where anyone can.
Like a new guy doesn't have to go to sportsman. He can go automatically to pro stock.
I think that's fine because they put in there that there's a clause that the race director can demote you at any time. So if they feel like you don't fit, they'll put you down. So my question for you guys is, in one positive way, being that it's the track or the series or as a whole, what can the track/events/promoters do as a whole, in your opinion, to make an event and or the series better? It can just be like one thing. It doesn't have to be, you could say as anything as far as something that you think at a particular event or something that events should consider or something that the series could do better or anything that's constructive criticism that someone listening could jot down on a piece of paper and see if they could make realistic.
You're more the spectator. What do you think?
Yeah, but it's as much you are as he
I
is.
want to hear the spectator point of view first. Because I got to think of my answer.
Oh, yeah.
I think real quick.
Jeb's buffering.
Yeah, lagging a little bit.
He's buffering.
Netflix.
Like, yeah, I'm about to say
Yeah.
Netflix.
Tyson fight going on right now. We're buffering.
I don't really have any, I guess, being new here, 2 years into it, you've been out here a long time doing it. Coming from where we come from and racing the local stuff and trying to race the local stuff and being actually a race director to do it, I understand how hard it is to make any kind of series run. For one, in our case, volunteer help. We got to have volunteers to make it happen. And Champ relies on some of the same, and like the tracks. In my opinion here, the tracks in most cases do a great job with prep and keeping the tracks up. And everybody has the faults, right? Champ, there's some things that I don't like all the time, but you're not going to satisfy everybody all the time for sure. But all in all, from what I've seen and where I've been racing in Mid-America, I've never been out west, but racing locally and coming up here, overall, I think they do a pretty good job myself. Now, like I said,
from any other series for sure.
Being 2 years into it, I'm sure there's things that you would like to see changed that
but
we never thought about.
We were happy to see it.
Here, but I'm saying let me rephrase it a little bit. Even as not so much a professional question as a sense of like the series, like for instance, a lot of people have said making opening ceremonies, doing like a driver introduction that had more hype to it. A lot of people would like to see that.
That would be good.
A lot of people said like something to do with making some sort of entertainment. Next class comes, a video explaining what that class is and why it's different from the class before that. So just ideas that are off the wall, really have no impact on anything, but just an idea that you would be like, oh, it'd be sweet if they did this.
I understand what you're saying, but from us, like we just said, coming from little to nothing, we're almost satisfied with what we got. I mean, we don't really know of any better, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I like your ideas. I think that would help, but I can't just come up with the top of my head with something that I've seen.
There's one thing that I'd like to see that we did 1 year, and the two that I've ran here, is, and I know they're saying it'll be next year, but an awards banquet. I mean, we come 1,000 miles away, and we come to race the best of the best up here. And fortunately this year we were fortunate enough to finish second to you in pro side-by-side and third in pro stop. And there's no recognition. You get it that day standing on the podium for a few minutes. But we had a banquet that year at Mid-America. And people came and they got to dress up a little bit, and they had, you got to talk to racers and meet everybody. When we're here doing race weekend and we're going, look, I've been here 2 years and there's still people I hadn't talked to, I hadn't met, because we're here to race and we're here to win. And
for us, we're always busy at the track.
You don't get to hang out a lot because it's go, go, go. But to me, that banquet, you get to meet who you racing with and talk to them, and everybody gets to see who finished in the first, second, the 10th, or however. I think a banquet's a good idea. Unfortunately, it's up here, and usually in the wintertime, you're snowed in, right? So I don't know how we would get here. But
Same way you got here yesterday.
Yeah, but I think a banquet.
We fly during the winter. Come on.
A banquet would to
I agree.
me was one thing I'd like to see a little more promotion of what the people have done that year and what sacrifices they've done to be where they are. And
100% agree.
And it should be. Heck, I even think that should be televised at some point if it could be, even if
live streamed,
even if it's on YouTube, right?
Right. Right. I 100% agree. I mean, you spend all that time and effort, right? Come thousands of miles, spend majority of your summer. Majority of us spend our whole summer racing when everyone else is out doing other stuff, racing and spending our weekends with them at the track, and it more or less is a pretty well kick in the ass at the end of the day when they give you your 30-cent plastic trophy. And that's the last year of it.
I think it'd be more, even from a sponsor standpoint, you
100%.
know, that their racer.
You could bring sponsors,
right?
People there, see
Yeah.
everyone dressed up. I agree. I think.
I just think that's one thing that I'd like to see improved on more so than any right now for us is just people recognizing what racers have accomplished that year.
Yeah.
I guess another thing would be what we mentioned earlier is, you know, not being so secretive about things, you know, more like the rule with the whole Glen Helen thing. It shouldn't have been now. It should have been a while ago. I understand, you know, some things are, you know, just pop up, but still, I mean.
You can't say it wasn't talk.
Yeah. Well,
right?
Yeah, correct. So it's, I guess that's another thing would be just be a little bit more communication with the racers.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it hard. I even look back at it now and think of, like, how to justify the whole Glen Helen thing, right? And how they expected anybody to budget for it. When you didn't release it till how long? I mean, how did you expect anyone to budget for it?
Yeah, I think the unfortunate part about it is
it's not that it's a bad idea.
Yeah,
it's just like
it's not necessarily that like that forethought of it. You know, like we all agree. Like, yes, it's great to go to Glen Helen, but there wasn't that thought of like, okay, we go there, it's going to cost extra money for all these drivers. Well, now it's like all these drivers then got to go to their sponsor. And at the end of the day, and I don't want this to sound bad, but it's like they're not the ones that have to go to their sponsors. You know what I mean? They're the ones that are like, hey, we're presenting this opportunity. They're not the ones that got to go to Monster and try to explain it away. They're not the ones that have to go to, you know, Yamaha or whoever else it may be to be like, hey, you know, we have another race. We need more money. They didn't
in
have
October.
any because again,
in October,
they're not the ones that have to do it. Mm-hmm. Which and again, it's not trying to sound like an attack here, but unfortunately, there just wasn't that forethought. You know what I mean? Because
it was too late.
On paper, it's great, yes, but it's just when it was done, unfortunately, was not ideal to helping I guess other people out financially.
Yeah, I think they wanted that wow factor, like, oh, look, guys, look where we're going, surprise. Like, if they thought, like you said, they just never gave an afterthought of like what it's going to cost like these guys to go.
Yeah, it was just at the end of the day, it was so late. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know the right way.
It's no different. It's no different to me. It's November here, almost December. It's no different than the tires situation for us. We already have tires started for next year, and I'm sure I'm not the only guy, which is a Hoosier tire, because that's who we were sponsored by and getting help by. Even though we still had to pay for tires, we paid some.
Yeah.
Now I got to start all over. So
now trying to find a tire deal.
Now I got to start over and try to find some type of tire that we can run to be competitive, and not only that, say it's a snow tire, because that looks like the better tire. But you line up with a snow tire, and while you're sitting in line, Anago this past year, it dumps 10 inches of rain on the track. What do? Are they going to let us go back and change tires at the last minute? What do we do? Because at least the Hoosier-style tire, because it does good both dry.
Yeah, it's good enough for both.
Then we got something. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's done there that's not thought about from our aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As the racer, as the guy sitting in the car, or as the people that's traveling, they want more people to come race. Here we are. We're coming thousands of miles. But now I got to carry 2 sets of tires. So what, 2 cars? 8 puts on the car. I got to have 16 just in case.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of other things that go into these rules.
Yeah.
That get changed.
And they get changed in 1 year that they think, well, you got a whole year. Well, no, you don't. You have a few months, really, when it's over with, to get ready for the next year.
Yeah.
Right.
And in today's world, you can't get stuff overnight. I've been waiting
months.
right now months on some parts that I've ordered in October, guessing at what the rules were going to be. Well, guess what? One of them was. It was some tires.
Yeah.
You know, so now what I do with those? Throw them
Right.
out the window?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so it's a lot of
That's something I've also said is it would be cool to get at some point the rules locked in for 2 years.
Yep.
A minimum, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
A minimum of 2 years locked in the rules. Let's lock them in. They are what they are for 2 years or 3 years.
Yep.
And then let's see what happens, right? And or there's a lot of series score finished at the Baja 1000 last weekend. Their schedule and rules are out for 2025 already today. You can go look at them. I think it was released a couple days ago already. They know exactly how to go budget for their sponsors. They know they finished their last race and had the schedule for the next year and the rules for the next year to figure out what tires they need to run, what classes they're going to run, where they're going to race, how many events they're going to do. Let's go fishing, right? When you wait.
Selfish.
What?
Selfish.
Selfish?
Yeah. Sal Fish.
Selfish.
The guy who does the score. So I thought that
Oh.
I'm retarded. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. So that would be a lot easier. You think about it now. It's almost December. If the rules come out by January 1st, we start a month earlier. That gives you 5 months for the first race.
it sounds like a long time, but when you're trying,
It ain't a long time.
When you're trying to get parts and
ain't
get
a long
people to
time.
build stuff, it's not. And I guess the pot calling the kettle black with like my little Durhamtown series going. The guys are going, hey, what's the rules going to be? Well, for us being a small series, I kind of wait on the big guys to post theirs. So we can kind of follow suit, because in the way my way of thinking in the UTV world is make the rules all kind of close to the same. That way, you know, these guys can come down here in the off season and race, and we can go up there, or down here like we started down here and we got to where we thought we could keep up and run. We didn't have to change cars to go up there. We could just show up and
Run
go.
the same cars.
Which
So
I think is understandable.
Try to keep the rules across the board in any kind of racing relatively the same, and that way we can travel if we wanted to and race.
Yeah. One of the we'll wrap up the podcast here, but one of the last questions, at least I have for Mr. Jeb Bootle, is who is your pick for the points champion for Pro Stock and Pro Turbo next year?
Me. I'm coming for it.
Okay.
There we go.
He goes,
All
right.
right.
That.
Hey.
Did you think he'd pick somebody else?
I like to ask.
It's like betting against yourself right out of the gate. That'd be like,
Good
hey,
question.
all right, who's your pick? Who can squat who?
You know,
Two good questions. I want to hear it out loud.
Two good
I wanna hear it out loud.
Yeah.
Who's your pick?
Yeah, but,
Who's your pick?
But
Yeah, but what? Yeah,
Who's
let's
your
live in the woods next to the Hoodats, bitch.
but there's only two people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, he's got an entire class to pick from.
Not really.
Not now. If it was like me and Jeffrey and like 38 other dudes, I'd be like, all right, well maybe I'll pick someone different. But in this situation, I know it's me.
Do you not believe in yourself?
I'm the most confident person here. What are you talking about, man? I know I can do it.
He'll play
I'm saying.
Mr. Steal Your Girl. Watch
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, you better wait, man.
keep her strapped down.
It's false confidence. It's not confidence.
It's confidence, baby.
False hope.
So I'm Tito Levine. No.
Well, this is the off-season show presented by Impulse Media. Boodle Boys, thanks for coming on. Glad you guys are here.
Thank you.
Impulse Boys, always love having you down in my basement. We have more fun every week. Lakes Construction hooking us up with a sweet table, being our first true sponsor on board here. Thank you. We'll be back next. No, we won't. That's the next big thing.
Oh, yeah.
We are done with the off-season show till after PRI.
Yep.
Only because we're going to do the Impulse show at PRI. We have Thanksgiving in the middle there. I'll be at Durhamtown with these guys next week.
Yep, and then the following week.
And then KGB gets married.
Yep.
Yep.
and Lyle's going to be going off-season show. We got some great guests lined up from multiple different disciplines of racing already, and we'll be glad to have you guys. So make sure you like, you subscribe, tune back in. We'll be gone for a couple weeks, and thanks for watching. We out.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you. I'm excited.